It's been so
Completely
long.
naked, and I put both of my feet up on the desk.
So you can just air it out. You know?
Yeah, that's right. I sit here head first, if you know what I'm saying.
Take down the
Oh
curtain,
god, that sounds awful.
and you will see his nudity.
Yeah, like Soda Poppin is like cancer. Like he's like the form, like the physical form of cancer. That's him. Him and Forsen.
Like
I don't
he has
think Forsen's
cancer.
in
You
either.
should make fun of him. He has cancer.
No. He's just like he is the AIDS of. Well, he is one of like the founding fathers of AIDS on Twitch. So,
Oh man, I
They
checked
probably
out
don't
that
want that
game,
as, like,
that Overwatch game.
oh
Looks
yeah,
like-
the one I've been waiting for like a year for.
Eh, it looks alright.
It'll be good. It's Blizzard, the best game company. Them and Wizards.
DNA. Let's see here. Is the stream up? Can you guys see this right now?
Yeah, stream that.
Hello?
Hello? I'm the only one in the chat.
Hello? I might be the only one in the chat.
Chat.
How's everybody's Halloween? What did you guys do?
Went out to a bar crawl dressed up as Vault Boy.
Yeah? Did anyone recognize your costume?
Like 3 people came up and said something.
Oh.
Uh,
And
I
everybody
don't know
else was
about
like,
you.
what the fuck are you supposed to be?
well,
They
those
called
are
you
people
a
came up
dirty
and said
stick, you?
something. I don't know if anybody else did or didn't know what it was and just didn't say anything.
We went out
Kept my
as a
costume.
ghost and a pumpkin and got very drunk in West Hollywood. It was a lot of fun.
Were you a ghost or the pump?
I was a pumpkin.
Alright.
I put pillow underneath my which I didn't need to put that much pillow because I'm kind of fat. But I put a pillow underneath my shirt and was wearing all orange. Then we colored a little jack-o'-lantern on there. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, I saw that. I saw a picture of that.
It was sweet.
I walked around the neighborhood late at night. Well, biked around the neighborhood to try to find people that left candy out.
That sounds like a very predator-ish thing to do.
No, I was looking for like a big
Well,
bowl.
he
Had my
waited.
backpack on.
What are you doing? Were you wearing like a black hoodie while you were doing it?
Yeah,
He
I
waited
was
until
done on
the
purpose.
kids were done, right?
Yeah, the kids were done. It was like 11 o'clock at night, and I just went to like see the people that were like, "Oh, I bought $20,000 worth of candy, and here's it sitting on the front porch," you know.
Yeah, lots of people in our neighborhood just leave the candy out. But we only had 0 trick-or-treaters, so we have a big bowl of candy. And Kevin and I are both gonna die off, so we're eating very much of it.
Expensive. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is.
Like super bad. Wait,
Is my
because it's an adverb.
Let's see here. I always use the same hashtags all the time.
Hashtags. Hashtag D&D.
Hashtag.
Hashtag Roll 20.
Did you hashtag butts? Always hashtag butts.
I'm not hashtagging butts.
What's the point of tweeting?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go use the bathroom before we officially start.
Yeah, I should probably do that too.
Yeah, you should. We're just gonna sit here and entertain everybody until we are all ready.
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?
Because
So they changed the Twitter button.
yeah, to
so,
the
should I go first or anything?
My Twitter button looks the same.
Well, it's like it's no longer a favorite. It's a heart. It's a like.
How do I fix
Oh,
my
just like
dog?
they have with the with Instagram.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think so.
Really?
It was
Oh,
confusing
not
at
using
first.
You're so cute. Look at you. You're a little. Oh, you want to sit on my lap? You want to sit on my lap? Okay, back up. Come here. Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Oh, you're cute. Oh, your breath smells bad. Your breath smells bad. Okay, go away.
Hey.
Well,
Oh yeah, we were back.
Now
Yeah, I
she's
forgot. I was gonna
alright,
tell you guys something super cool. Like it was like super cool and important, but I forgot.
So it wasn't either of those things.
It wasn't either cool.
It
or
was like-
important.
It probably would change the world, but
Oh,
if I
Mrs.
remember
Cantha's in
correctly.
here. Purple Kid's in here. So we got
Yeah,
some
BRB.
folks slowly
Testing
trickling
my
in.
microphone. Is it working now?
it's 70%.
It works, and then it like cuts
75.
out and then cuts back in.
Maybe it's just everything.
I'm
Yeah, like turn your mic volume up or something, and it might be
warming
just like
up
the
my
noise
dice
gate.
here.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna use that one. How about this one? Ooh, that one's definitely not getting used. That one might get used though.
I can't find all my old dice. It disappoints me.
I have one bag of dice at work and one bag of dice at home.
Remember that big ass dice you used to have in college? That
Yeah.
big ass bag of dice? I cannot find that.
Bag of dice.
Bag of dice. You know, you also used to play Dudo with it.
Oh,
Dude.
that's right.
When I was in San Francisco, there was a guy who would play Dudo with you, and if you won, like it's the bartender of the bar. If you beat the bartender of the bar, he would buy you a drink. And if you lost, you either had to buy the bartender a drink, or you just pay for your own drinks.
Purple Kid, Mrs. Canth, how you doing? Good to see ya, as always. Mrs. Canth, I've never seen you, as always.
I've seen her.
I've seen her.
I see you, girl.
Oh man.
How do you know they're in chat? They haven't said anything.
Yeah, they have. I'm in chat right now.
Am I in the wrong? Oh, I pulled up my chat. Whoops. Because I'm hosting you.
You're in the
I
wrong
thought it was
chat,
yours,
dog.
but it's not you. It's me.
We're just waiting on everybody to come back, and then we'll go ahead and get started
Yeah.
with the actual continuation of our story. You guys excited? Are you super hyped?
I'm all the excited.
Hashtag can't wait. Can't wait.
All the
Can't wait.
hashtags.
Poetic
Defense.
justice.
Couldn't stop a nosebleed.
Speaking of couldn't stop a nosebleed, what the fuck was going on with Carolina's defense last night?
Yo, their defense was looking nice, but they couldn't get off the field.
I can't believe they squeaked out a victory out of that. That was amazing.
Dude, that's how they've been all season. It's like, man, we the ugliest undefeated team out there. We don't win pretty, but we win.
Yeah, yeah. It's good to be
Okay,
here. I've been
testing,
continuing my own
testing.
campaign and my cousin's campaign. Nice, man. What are you guys doing? Are you doing 5th edition? Are you doing are you DMing it? I hate that it's on a delay. So I'll like ask a question and then I have to wait like 15 seconds before somebody can actually respond.
Get
Or
better
we're waiting to do
analytics.
more testing.
Testing.
Test
You're
the
right, you're right.
microphone, lady.
Okay, testing. How's it sound?
Sounds good.
Perfect.
So I can't hear you.
Much better, much better. Yeah, she turned
Well,
off.
that's not-
She turned off Skype's stupid automatic adjustment for the mic and set it manually for the noise gate.
Little poopy pooper. Yeah, I'll take her out.
Yeah.
I love you. Have fun. Oh boy. Oh joy.
Oh boy.
Oh rapture.
Oh, boy.
ecstasy. Poopy. It's a poopy.
I thought you were dyeing your hair green, Jillian.
I was.
I want to dye my hair green. I don't have any money for that. I need to get like the bleach and everything first.
I sit directly underneath this light, and it further emphasizes the fact that I have no hair on my head.
I have like 2 monitors right here, plus like my light up here. So it's just annoying just being like,
We,
it's
we changed all of my surroundings so that one, I got better light here, which is good. But 2, now Katie doesn't have to walk past the camera to like get, from here to there. I just hang out in the
Unless she
kitchen.
wants something from the fridge.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, honey, get
Purple
everything
Kid
you
is
need
in
now.
5th
Starting up the stream.
edition. In 1, he's the DM. He plays a dwarven barbarian in the other one. I DM, I play a human monk. Nice.
Yeah,
Very
dude.
nice.
I was looking at
Monks
monks.
are a
Monks
lot
look
of fun.
sweet.
Monks are very cool and a lot of fun to play.
Monks look a lot better in 5th Ed than I remember them previously.
They've upgraded a lot of stuff in 5th edition, I think.
They should have upgraded Monk. I remember Monk being pretty bad.
I have yet to see someone play a barbarian. I've seen someone play a fighter, and fighters are pretty cool. Barbarians look pretty neat, but the guy that we have that plays a monk has like he had, because I guess our campaign's over at work.
What?
He was
Why?
having a blast with it. I don't know. We sort of got to the end of the journey, you know, like we had found everything, and the story was sort of over, and we were like, all right, well.
The story's never over.
Yeah, I guess technically we could go back and do that story. I actually have my character died, and I replaced him with Shorty Ironhide, who you guys met. So I played Shorty Ironhide towards the end of that campaign. But once the campaign was over, we just didn't really have much else to do. I mean, I guess we could start the next journey, but you know, how many times can you save the world?
27.
I don't know. Ask James Bond.
Yeah, so I guess we can. I guess we might, start playing another campaign at some point. Another guy was DMing at work, so they wanted me to maybe sit down and DM, but I don't know if I want to DM more than one campaign at a time. It just takes a lot of work to do all that syncing, and I keep it all in my handy dandy D&D journal, which I keep in my pocket, just in case I come up with any ideas throughout the day.
Find some clues.
Yeah, Blue's Clues. Blue's Clues. Anyway,
A side note, I just saw Joe brushing his hair, and I thought he was brushing it with a donut.
maybe.
Like your hand was over it like that, and it looked like you were palming a donut through your hair. Oh, no, that'd be cool.
That's how you get that sweet glazed look, bro.
Yeah.
So how's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling? I will take
Doing
the no
pretty good.
response as everyone's
Uh,
doing well.
I'm
The
trying
best
to like
I've
set up.
ever been because we're about to play D&D.
Yeah, yeah. What are you trying to set up?
Like I'm trying to get like a solid schedule going so I can actually like not half-ass stream, and like so I'm doing this like really ambitious project, I'll call it. So tomorrow I'm going to be making an online dating profile for myself,
Oh,
and the girls are gonna, contact me, of course, right? And-
if it's any experience that I've had with online dating, that's not going to happen. No one
Right,
is
exactly.
going to contact you.
Have you ever online dated before?
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
your
my
ideas of
last
online
one
dating
was,
might be a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, like, so anyways, our first date will be, I'm going to try to get them on Skype, and that will be live streamed on my channel.
You're gonna live
And think
stream a
of-
date. I'm gonna screen
Yeah,
cap
think
it.
of what is that? Backroom casting couch or whatever, coach. On
Dude, isn't
Twitch.
that porn?
Yeah, it's like a dude that like.
Everybody got the same idea. Just,
that,
I love
like,
it. I love it. I
don't
like the
think that goes against
ambition.
Twitch
I
terms of
like. I
service.
like the inspiration.
It'll be
it's
good.
ambitious. It might not be what Twitch needs, but it's what Twitch deserves.
So I'm gonna write like their name, like say their name is like whatever, right? I'm gonna put their name in a poem. This is gonna be my go-to, right? I'm gonna put their name in a poem. I'm gonna make it super cringy, and I'm gonna recite the poem to them. It's
Oh,
gonna be
I don't.
funny.
I don't think you'll have to work that hard to make that cringy. That sounds pretty cringy as it is right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
So does
find the
Twitch
girls.
have a dating game option for the categories you can choose from?
I think I'm gonna go under video game
Beautiful.
talk shows because I'm technically talking and
why
I'm
not
playing a
just use
game.
Creative. Like creative is there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's
What
pretty
if you-
creative.
What if you make a
that can be creative.
What if you make a dating game? Like you
Of
invite
Of just
playable?
people.
himself dating people.
Well, no, you're the
It's
host.
just a dating game, but you're just like
Oh, that's a
presenting
good
yourself
idea.
to other people.
You're the host, and you do like the dating show or whatever, or you make like different dating games, and you invite people on Skype, and then you
Oh
just
my
Skype
God.
them on Twitch, and you're just like the
All right,
host.
we need an announcer. We need like a host, and then like I'll sit down. We'll have like 3 people, and then we'll ask questions back and forth. Yeah.
This week we have Stacy. Stacy is coming to us live from New Hampshire. Stacy's a lobster fisherman by day, clubber by night.
Seal Clubber.
Dude, that's so much work. What if we did that and we had
She'll
like
date
streamers?
the first person who joins the Skype call.
Hi,
We get a girl
my name's Steve.
and then 3
I
streamers.
live in Kansas City.
Oh my god.
So the
my-
first episode would just be all of us just pretending.
Just
Yeah,
pretending to
exactly.
be different people.
But if I can't
Stacy looks a
find-
lot
So-
like Kid Therion.
Wait, yeah, I was about to say, would you do like a
Hey
Monty
there,
Python's
sailors.
thing? You go, hi! You do like a little girly voice.
No, just do this voice. Hey,
Hi, I'm
sailors.
Stacy.
Dude, that
Hey,
is the
do
new
it.
Twitch thing. That's the new Twitch plays Pokemon.
Bro, you
Hi,
are
Bruce.
changing the Twitch game, my friend. You are changing the
The new
Twitch
meta.
game.
You're gonna win the
New
award
meta.
next year.
The what was the name of that
That's
award?
simple.
The innovation something.
Yeah, the Innovation Award.
something like that.
It's a game. It's a game. There's painting and stuff. You can watch Bob Ross on Twitch.
Yeah.
You know, we might as well have the dating game.
Twitch. I mean, I would like to think that like half of our stream is like a talk show, and the other half is like, you know, the actual playing of the games. All you have to do is
Yeah.
just have like a little something up, and you'll probably be all right.
A speed run.
Yeah. Speed running Mario while you're trying to date some chick.
You can have
Yeah.
people play games while they're on a date or something, or give them challenges.
Yeah,
Oh
like
my
physical
God, dude.
challenges that they have to do to earn your love and affection. You're
Or
like
they have
taking the
to
medieval
go
games
on
and turning them
games.
on their heads.
Or one thing that what's his name does, W Shand, he does on Sundays. He does a stream where he invites streamers to just talk about their experience streaming. And like one of the things they do is they play their favorite game from when they were a child growing up, and then their favorite game now. So like I guess while you're doing interviews with people, you can have them play like some of their favorite games.
We
Like-
are ignoring the most difficult part here, which is getting women to do what you're asking them to do.
Yeah. That's why I need a partner. Like I can get the girls to show up. I can get that. I just need someone else that's like will read the cue cards and like maybe talk to the streamers and get them all like together. You know, I can find
You
them.
need a hype man.
A hype man. We all need hype
a
man.
hype man. Yeah, I need.
I
someone
lost
that's good
my
at
hype. I left my
networking.
hype man back in North Carolina a long time ago.
My hype man currently lives out in New Mexico.
Who is your hype man that lives in New Mexico?
I don't know. I can't remember where Chris
Oh,
lives.
I was actually alluding to you. I was saying that you
I was
are
trying
my
to allude
hype
to
man.
Chris. I forgot he lived in Nevada. I said New Mexico. I knew it was
Close.
some
Pretty
desert,
close.
some
They're
desert
both
where
They're
desert.
like the same thing.
some desert where no kids come to trick or treat.
Pretty much.
All right. You guys okay with playing some games? Do you wanna roll some dice?
There's a thing I gotta. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go to work.
Let's talk more about these love games.
Ah, okay.
Joe, seriously, let's talk about this more.
All right, we'll have a dialogue later.
I am totally down for your weird, creepy dating game.
Yeah, I'll be
Um,
on that.
Maybe I'll
I'll
make a
make
couple
it
of
up.
intros for your
Oh
weird,
my
creepy
god,
dating
we
game.
could have them play like okay at TwitchCon they have the PJ Salt tournament. We give little
Right.
tournaments like that.
Yeah.
Little love tournaments.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
you
play
have to
Rocket
win a
League.
game. You have to win a game to get on a date with someone.
Yo, and we'll call it like, oh man.
Megan, I
I-
could get Megan to do this.
I was trying to think of like a pun on game, because like when you have game, you're able to get
Got
chicks.
game?
Yeah, I want to say get some game, but we can't call it get some game, or else
You
Phil's
can all
gonna
get some. You can all
fine
get some.
us.
Yeah, we're gonna get sued into the ground.
No, because people have businesses named the same thing as long as they're like different.
Yeah, you have to
businesses.
make money in order to get sued.
Yeah, and we're not gonna make any money. I mean,
Yeah, worst
we'll-
case scenario.
none of
they'll
us
be
make
like,
money
hey,
as
you
it
have to
is
change
now.
your name,
That's
and then
true.
by that time you just change your name to something else.
Landon's
Anyway.
got them frozen. Oh, never mind.
Well, I
What's
think we're
just
back.
Bruce Wayne's got game.
Bruce Wayne's get game.
Game.
Oh man, I love it. I love that idea.
Yeah,
That's
like
fucking
canned
great.
laughter. You can make it like a television show. You can get the canned laughter, canned clapping, canned like
Oh my god, see all these great
Oh,
ideas.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I like it a lot. Anyway, back to the real game. The game. You guys ready to roll some dice? You ready to roll some dice?
Oh
ready
yeah.
ready to see some shit happen? All right, because I'm gonna go ahead and get this started. That's all right.
I rolled a 6.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate for you. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2015 Dungeons & Dragons National Championship, brought to you live from Southern California here at Casa de Captain Rob. I am your host, Captain Rob, the hostess with the mostest. I will be your dungeon master for the evening, and around me are all of my Twinkies. Get it? It's a hostess joke. To the right of me, we have Chris. Chris, who plays Cantharion. Cantharion, our fantastic paladin. Underneath Chris, we have my good buddy Landon. Landon, who comes in as our gnome sorcerer. Underneath Landon, we have Jillian. Jillian, who plays Shadow, our cleric. To the left of Jillian, who does not have a camera, we have Kevin, who is playing Grisham, our half-elf rogue. And directly above him, my best friend in the world, Joseph Meinzer, who is coming in as Venator, our full elf ranger.
Full elf.
Full-on elf, 100% full-blown elf. So, it's been a while, guys. It has been a decent amount of time since we last got together, and I feel bad. We had a later game last time because we had our Halloween edition, which was nice. I think everybody had a really good time. I totally forgot to export that to YouTube, so if you have not gotten a chance to catch the Halloween edition and you're still feeling like having some fun with Halloween, that will be on YouTube shortly because I exported that this morning, but it is also available below. But if you are wanting to watch that, feel free to watch that afterward, because right now we're going to pick back up on our adventure. Guys, it's episode 10. We've been through 10 episodes now. I mean, Joe's been through 9, but we've been through 10 episodes now. Not counting the first 2 that we didn't record. But, like, we've been on 10 episodes, and that's great. That's good for us. We hit double digits. Congratulations, everybody. Congratulations for all of you for tolerating all of my shit for 10 whole episodes. That's great. That's like 40 hours, dude. We could have worked a whole goddamn work week in that time. So it's been a while since we've been back to the main journey. So I feel like we are obligated to let people know what's happened so far. And we're going to get right back into the main tale. So who would like to share with us what has happened so far?
Cantharion.
You look so defeated, my friend.
I'm like, I know it's coming, and my notes aren't what I thought they were.
The man who takes notes doesn't want to recap what happened.
All right, you just want me to go over the last like real episodes?
I mean, you can go over the last real episode, or you can go over everything else. We are going to be wrapping back into the main story, so we're going to be going outside of the subplots and stuff like that. So you can sort of recap whatever you want to. By the way, if Cantharion does miss anything, or if you don't like his explanation, you can always check out all of the videos and all of the episodes at my YouTube channel, which is below. Also, youtube.com/RHSteinby, where you can catch out. You can catch a whole bunch of stuff there, including some short films that I've done and things like that. Go ahead, Chris. Let us know what happened.
All right, so I'll do it as quick as I can. So we started out this whole crazy quest looking for one man named Jacob, the Might of Tyr, one of my brethren missing in field. Through some trials and tribulations, we came upon Venator. We found him trapped with some other villagers, helped these villagers, fought some bandits, super cool. Venator was on his way to help guard a wedding, so we helped with that, sort of helped with that. It turned out that the bride went missing. We went after her. She's dead, no big deal. Turns out her...
NBD.
Yeah, no, don't worry about that part. So she was killed by this weird dripping creature that looked like a dragon. We followed it, and it just basically disappeared into these magic ley lines, these magic cracks in the earth. And yeah, her husband, or her husband to be, is the Prince of Maricor. So we kind of helped start a war, which is cool. We found a gentleman named Shorty Ironhide who had trapped another strange mystical beast who we went after. We found this beast had decimated part of Shorty's tribe. We were able to fight the beast at one point, and it sort of disappeared and left behind this ring. So now we have this cool ring. that we're afraid to try in the field, but we're taking back to home base, to Mauricium, to figure out kind of what it does. On the way, we stopped at this town, and I believe Lakeside. Stopped at Lakeside? No, we stopped at
Doncaster.
Doncaster. Found a murder had occurred, and we unsuccessfully
A murder had
a
occurred.
murder. That's and we unsuccessfully solved the murder. Instead, killing or antagonizing another one of Rob's fantastic NPCs, and making probably another really dangerous enemy in the process. So that's good. And yeah, now we're heading back towards Lakeside, towards Mauricium. We'll see what happens.
Great job. Round of applause for Cantharion. I think you did a pretty good job there. The only thing that you got wrong was Jacob is the heart of Tyr, not the might of Tyr. Cantharion is the might of Tyr. So
I have so many titles, I forget them.
Yeah, that was great. For the past couple of sessions we've done, wow, my dog is losing it right now. Stop. Okay. For the past couple of sessions we've done a couple of different, like side quests and stuff like that. So for this time, I want to sort of get us back onto the track of the main quest. But when we last left off, because the Halloween session was a one-off campaign and completely non-canon, which is good because I think a couple of people almost died. Let me see if I can't get us to where we left off last time. Pay no attention to what is on your screen. They really need to fix this. So basically, like if I have like if I have a screen selected, I can drag that scene as far as I want to on the screen. But if I have the players selected, I can only drag the players as far as I scroll.
So can't you just reorder the screens?
I guess I can, but that's also frustrating.
Don't make him work. He doesn't want to do work.
Yeah, I want to do actual work. That's ridiculous. All right, so let's go ahead and get this guy going. Anybody need to do anything before we get started? Nope. Alrighty then. In that case, we'll go ahead and get going with. Let's do this right here. So when we last left off, you were all inside this town square. When confronted about who committed the murder in Doncaster, you decided to point fingers at Wallace. Wallace was taken up to the scaffolding and was told that he would be hung from his neck until dead. When the noose went taut and caught, Wallace, with a smile on his face, went up in a poof of smoke and disappeared entirely. Immediately after this happening, the entirety of the city begins to go up in a hysterical uproar. Where'd he go? What's happened? Is he still there? Is he dead? Everyone is sort of like talking amongst themselves, terrified. It takes a couple of hours before, a calm sort of goes over the town. People sort of disperse towards their homes, and there's still this overbearing fear that there's something still out there lurking, that they didn't get to see the death that they wanted. The barkeep comes up to you after promising that if you could find the killer, would provide you with the food and supplies that you needed to be able to make it back to Mauricium. However, the barkeep looks at you sort of in a side glance after realizing that you sort of jaded him. In fact, one of you even accused him of being the killer. So he reluctantly gives you the supplies. And without even saying anything, sort of stares at you in such a way that says, "It's probably best if you leave." And he walks back to his bar. His bar now, owned by him after the death of the owner. The town constable comes up and he says, "I want to thank you for everything that you've done. I'm sorry that it had to end this way. Is there anything else I can help you with?"
Wait, so Rickart's alive?
Yeah. Oh
Yeah, I
no,
thought he
he
was dead.
died.
Shot.
Yeah.
He
I
got
died.
shot by a bullet.
Ignore what I
It's
just
implied
said.
that he
Wait,
died.
His body is on the ground, and he is dead. Dead as a
Talking
doornail. He
to
got
him.
blasted in the
Probably
face.
mixing him up
I
with
totally
the
fucking
other
forgot about
constable.
that because you guys wouldn't pick a person. Okay, yeah, Reichert's dead. He got shot in the face, and he is dead. The barkeep looks at you, and he says, "Is there anything else that you would like?"
I've already walked away. I'm like on my way out of town at this point. Like I'm waiting by the horses.
Yeah, I'm pretty much over by the horses as well. I'm not in the barkeep at all.
I think I did enough damage already, so I'm just gonna get out of the bar too.
Oh, everyone's so
Not worried
sad.
about it.
I mean, you probably should be sad. A man was murdered. Moited. I mean,
after,
two men were moited. Like what? Like only one man had to be moited.
After my whole display, I don't feel like I could stick around town. Like I would just be waiting to leave. Done. I'm as done with this place as it is of me.
So, the bartender walks off after giving you your supplies, and you are free to go. You now have the main path to lead you back towards Mauritium. You notice that at some point it will veer off and head towards Lakeshire. I was going to plan an adventure to go down Lakeshire, but I'm not going to do that because, like, let's just get you guys back to where you got to go. Is there anything anybody else needs here before we move on? Nothing?
No, so Canthurion's pretty quiet after everything that just happened. He's just, I don't know. He's just kind of in disbelief at this point.
I'm looking through my inventory, see if there's anything I need to restock on here.
Yeah, I guess
How much food and rations did we get? Was it enough for everybody to make the trip back to Mercium?
You got enough for everybody to make it back to Mauritium. It's probably going to take you a good, like 8 to 10 days to get back, but you have the food and stuff that you need to get back there. You would also be traveling down a pretty well-traveled road, so you don't feel the need to be as cautious on it, I would say. It's less likely that you would be attacked on this main road because you'll be passing people like, every hour or so. I do feel bad, Blaine. I feel terrible that I forgot that my own character was murdered.
Well, I didn't sum up that part. I was just trying to go quick. That's my bad.
I totally forgot about that. That was so awesome. That was so awesome that you guys
It was
made
so
that
awesome.
terrible
I
mistake
blew the back of his head off with
that
that.
you could not save him.
I looked in all the houses, guys. I looked in every single house.
No, you didn't.
There's
Yeah,
a window.
clearly you didn't.
In the windows, yeah, I did.
Creeper.
Every house.
All right.
Nobody noticed him.
And what
That's
about the old
right.
lady?
It's his
Yeah.
new title, Canthurion the Creeper.
Canthurion, the Reaper of Souls.
Dodger of bullets.
But yeah, on the journey back, I want to kind of ride near Venator and start up a conversation with him.
Okay.
Well,
Who's
we
missing the
currently
horse?
only have 4 horses.
Oh, that's... Wait.
Oh, we don't know about that yet. So
Well,
that's
I mean,
right.
we're gonna go to the barn.
We have to resolve that, huh?
So
I
when you
think
guys
totally
go back
what
to
we
the
do.
stables, you realize that there are only 4 horses there. 4 horses, including Canthurion's astral war steed.
Yeah, 2 horses, a celestial steed, and a pony.
Exactly. 2 horses, a celestial steed, and a pony. One of the horses has gone missing. You also notice that the horse that has gone missing is Canthurion's other horse. The horse that was being ridden by Venator. Everyone do a I forget if you did these checks before, but everyone do a perception check for me, please. "19, 17, 16. 4. 19, 17, 16, 17, 19, 14, 4. Okay. Venator, you already know this. But Cantharion and Grisham, when you were back at the main square, you notice that that Faith, I think her name was Faith. It was like Faye or Faith.
I
Yeah.
think it was Hope.
Um,
Was it Faith or Hope?
I think it was Faith.
I think it was Faith.
She is nowhere to be found inside that crowd. So you make the connection that she is gone and that horse is also gone. As to whether she took the horse, you don't know, but you acknowledge the fact that they are both missing. Shadow and Vincent did not notice in the group of people that Faith wasn't there.
Are there any other horses in these stables, or is it just ours?
I would say that there are 2 other horses inside these stables.
Looks
Is
like
there
someone's
anyone-
walking.
Is there anyone like at the stables, like attending them at all? Or
There is not. Are
Let's
you
go
going to
back
steal
the
a
bar
horse,
and ask for a
Cantharion?
horse.
Has this torn you from your paladin-like ways?
I'm just I noticed it before, and there's nothing I could do about it. I'm just, I'm like grumpy. Essentially, Cantharian's having a bad day. There's a little cloud above me. Yeah, I guess head back to the barkeep and
The
see
man
if
who
we
wants you to
can
get out of
negotiate
town?
for a horse. See how much it's gonna cost.
Well, if it's any consolation, it was the horse that got stuck in the mud, wasn't it?
That's true.
No one.
Tyr
no-
does work in
Lost
the
all your
streets.
things.
Wait, so are you trying to say that it wasn't a good horse to begin with, and it's okay that it's lost?
Softens the blow.
the
Cantharion
barkeep.
still has his horse, right? So it's
Yeah, and then-
Venator who
and-
has no horse. He probably
as
ate
she's-
this one too.
As she says that, I just give a stink eye to Venator just because of the eaten horse. And then, yeah, head towards the inn again.
The barkeep looks at you as you enter the inn, and he says, what was the barkeep's voice? Oh no, it was something like this. It was more of a Matthew McConaughey. I remember because I got maybe fun up last time. He looks at you and he says, I didn't expect you to still be here. What is it that you want, boy?
Believe me, we do not still want to be here. We want to leave you good people to yourselves as quickly as we can. Unfortunately, one of our horses went missing, and we need one for the journey. I didn't notice any stable hand attending the horses there, and I was hoping you might know of someone we could negotiate with for one of those horses.
He looks at you and he says, well, both those horses belong to me. Now ain't that just a pickle?
It's a simple solution then. We wish to leave your town, and you wish to have us gone. So what price would you have for this horse?
He looks at you and he says, it's not easy to come by a horse around these parts. Them things ain't cheap, if you know what I mean.
I do, because we need a horse. We lost our horse. They're very hard to come by.
He says, 250 gold pieces, and I'll sell you that horse.
While we have caused much trouble in this village, I understand. that you wish to be compensated. I do not have anywhere near the funds you ask for this beast.
Oh, I think my call stopped. Or I think my call is stopping. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Oh, I think we
I
lost
just saw
Landon.
Landon dropped.
Hold on. Let's try and get the call back. Oh my goodness. This is the
I,
worst.
I can hear you.
What's all this red stuff? Why is all this red stuff here?
Red stuff.
There's a problem
I
with
see
this
no red
call.
stuff.
I've never seen Skype get red before.
I don't have that at all.
Oh, he's coming back. I think he's coming back.
Somebody said get a sidecar or a wagon for the horse.
Someone hail an Uber. Do I have to hang up to call him back?
No, it's trying to call him.
Let's see now. Let's try this again. Oh man, our gnome died.
Our gnome just wandered off.
Oh man, I'll do a
Mysterious
death
causes.
saving throw for him. Oh man, he saved.
Only happy mistakes.
Hello.
He tried to get a date.
Hello, Poopy. Hello, little pup. Okay, good
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh no.
No, we heard him for a
Do
second.
we have?
Oh no! This is the worst thing ever. This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me, and I've had relatives die. It just says busy Bruce Wayne. Busy Bruce Wayne. Oh, and we lost him for good. Now everyone's heads are really big and out of their frames.
Wait, I don't know where I am anymore.
Let's change the music a little bit here, so that way it's not as spoopy.
Give it some technical difficulties music.
Yeah,
Something
do
that
I have like a technical difficulties music? Like what would that be?
a series of beeps.
Wait, so who all is still in here?
I am.
Get some technical difficulties up in here.
I can't hear you, Kevin. You're not speaking in the.
You're sitting in the same room as Kevin, I would imagine. that
I
you
mean,
can
I
hear
hear
very
him.
well.
That's why I'm responding to him.
Oh,
But can
and
you
we
guys
lost
hear
Chris.
So should we like back out and open it up again?
Yeah, let me try and do that. Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello?
Testing?
I
Hello?
don't see a Joe.
Hello?
Was it messing up for anyone else?
See?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Yeah,
Hello?
Was the like during the earlier like hour, was it messing up for anyone else?
No, it would freeze every once in a while.
It was like
I have
flickering.
audio glitches, like kind of nasty sounding
Yeah.
We have
audio,
everybody.
But
Mm.
right here.
Everybody but
I think
Jillian. Jillian's a little
What?
circle right now.
Oh yeah, and we can
Oh,
also
that's
switch from Skype at some point to that new stuff that people are using.
What's that?
Well,
new
they don't
stuff?
have the problem with that is they don't have video.
Yeah.
Nobody can see me.
Yeah, I looked it up. Discord looks pretty good, except minus that video thing.
It's just spinning right now, Jillian.
But you guys can hear me.
We can hear you, yes.
Yeah.
Because I see everything just fine.
Oh, now we see a picture of you. And now we see a spinny circle.
Mm.
Because my preview image shows me just fine.
Who's the
I
call
did-
leader right now?
I am.
Robert.
Do you want like
So
Joe to
should
be
I
the call
leave
leader
it
or
and then
something?
come back?
If it's easier for somebody else to be the call leader, somebody else can try and be the call leader.
It would with you streaming and stuff with that internet, like it could.
My internet's not bad. I got 100
bad.
down. My upload's not
Oh.
great though.
What's your upload?
Like 10.
Yeah.
Well, I'll hang up and
Wait.
rejoin and see if that fixes it.
Yeah, it's so terrible.
Yeah, 10 should be more than adequate.
Yeah.
10 gig?
No, not 10
Oh, what the
gigs.
fuck?
Alright.
What are we in, like,
10 gigs, damn.
2000?
No, sorry, not 10 gig. 10 meg.
This is 2,760.
Sorry.
1
Yeah,
terabyte download.
And before next year, it's available.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
wait,
I just
10?
downloaded. Yeah, I got 100 gigs down. I
just
just
downloaded the
downloaded the
internet.
entirety of Fallout 4 in 3 seconds.
Rob is the ISP. He does not connect to the ISP.
So can everyone see me and hear me?
We can hear
Yeah,
you.
I vote that we get a new call leader, or just attempt it. I vote that.
Okay.
So everyone.
Do. Oh man, what do I do? It's awkward because no one can see my friends
Okay.
and everyone
Hello?
can see me.
Hello.
Uh,
I think Skype officially sucks.
Yeah, well, we
Saying
do
that
have like
for
a
you
bunch of
is
cams going on.
But this is what it's designed to do.
this
kind of the whole point of
is the
Skype.
program. Like the program is not supposed
You
to
have
do
one job,
anything
Well-
other than make phone calls.
Go home, Skype. You're drunk.
Perhaps we can just leave up the portrait for now?
There
I'd give
are a
it, like,
couple
a couple
alternatives to Skype that have webcam. You can look into them.
Yeah, like Roll20.
Yeah, well,
What about
Roll 20,
airline
I
food?
think the pictures are going to be
I
smaller.
like that
though.
the chat is finding a way to enjoy themselves while we are struggling desperately to get everybody back in here.
Are they laughing at us? I haven't read it. Airline food.
Okay, what do you guys want to do?
Jillian, restart your cam. Maybe you just need to like.
I've
restart.
restarted it several times.
Oh.
Have you tried turning it on, off and on again?
Open
Unplug it.
sesame. Well, that's all I can
I'm
do.
not climbing under the table and unplugging it.
Was joke. Alt F4.
Yeah, airline
I'm
food's
just staring
crazy
at your
expensive.
portrait.
You can get like 4 crackers and 2 things of cheese, 8 whole doll hairs.
And some blood.
Huh? That's
You gotta
crazy. That's
donate
crazy if
blood.
you think about it. Like they're gonna charge like $8 to $12 for a box of crackers and cheese, but I can get a free shot of whiskey if I want to, whenever that cart comes around. Like, how is that shot of
Wait,
whiskey?
you get free shots of whiskey?
Yeah, you can get
Just take it off
alcohol
the
at that cart.
What?
Yeah, I've done it numerous times.
Wait,
You
wait,
ever have you ever gotten drunk on a plane?
Wait. You take it off the cart or you ask for it?
You can ask for it. They'll give it to you. I've gotten like whiskey cokes numerous times on airplanes. I have
For
been
free?
drunk numerous times on airplanes.
Must be a certain airline because every place I've ever been on, it's like $8 for like a whiskey coke or something.
Yeah. Prices are sky high. Sky high, Joe. Ever
So
notice
should we
they don't
just-
seem to flip out about serving peanuts on the plane full of people, but
Uh-oh.
kids can't take a PB&J sandwich to school because of the peanut allergy? What the hell?
So
No, we lost Landon.
Oh man, this is the worst
my
day ever.
my
So who's the current call leader?
I
I
am.
am.
And mine's turning red.
I think it
it's
might
like-
just be Skype is messing
Yeah, I
up,
think-
guys.
Skype might be foobarring.
We
Nope,
can we can
it's
go
not.
ring around the call leader.
It's
Oh
not. It's
my.
not busy anymore. Well, we can just do it without video.
I'll try recalling without the video. Or leaving the call and coming right back.
I mean, for like everybody, like
Oh my
Everything
goodness.
froze for me for a second.
Yeah,
I have everybody up except Jillian right now.
Okay, I'm starting up my video. Did it work?
We got a spinning circle.
I'm gonna come in again. Hang on.
why did he leave?
What did
I
he
have
say?
no idea. He said he's
Like-
coming right back.
I'm gonna
Okay.
be Jimmy.
Was he not able to see everybody?
I'm Landon.
No, I can't see anyone.
Oh, I can see you.
We see you.
Cause see, I see everyone just fine.
Do you have
Converse over
double
PC.
call?
No. We
Landon,
shouldn't.
maybe?
I don't hear a double
He just keeps
call.
ending the call, but I don't know if he's actually quit Skype at any point.
I haven't quit Skype. Should we all quit Skype? Like
Maybe
all
we
the
should
way?
all quit Skype, rejoin.
Okay,
what do
let's
you-
all try and quit
Skype.
Skype.
That's the last idea I have, but let's wait for Landon to actually come back so we can tell him our plan.
Oh, I think he quit Skype.
Just type it into the chat.
Okay. Alright, done. Everyone quit.
Do 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 do. Quitting Skype. Going to close Skype. I need to sign out of Skype. And now I need to sign back into Skype. Oh, can you guys see this right now? I don't want you to see my password. Okie dokie. Signing back into Skype now. Back in Skype. Back in Skype. And phone call time. It's time for a phone call. Dun dun da da. Dun da da. Dun da dun 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 da da. Dun da dun 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 da da. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. I
Did I
have a
set the
phone
call?
call, and my friends are here. Okay, I see
Hello.
Chris, who
I think I
is
did.
my friend, and Jillian, who's also my friend, and Joseph, he's my friend too. And I
Oh,
don't
I
see
got a call
Kevin, but
failed
I've never
for-
seen Kevin before.
He looks just like that portrait, only not at all.
And nope.
And Landon left the call.
And Landon
To
left
wait
the
some
call,
more.
and it's not gonna work.
I
Good
think
stuff.
Joel's really having a hard time connecting too. He keeps loading and then he just disappears.
George, of course we're friends. Of course we are friends. All of you in the chat are my friend. I like to consider all of you my party. I am not only these person's dungeon master, but I'm also your dungeon master.
Who knows how to do Google Hangouts? Can we do that? Will that work?
I just hang on. This might have worked. Hang on.
Oh, I see everybody now.
I literally have every camera. You just gotta get Joel out of there.
Oh,
Joel,
Go away.
God. Who
just
started the
take it
call?
from-
Hang up on Joel.
How do?
One of
hang
these
up
days he's going to answer,
Actually-
and he's going to be like, "Hey, what's up?"
Just like the yeah.
What are you guys doing?
like
Hey, what are
10
you guys
billion-
doing? Oh, we're
there's like
streaming
10
right now.
billion
No one can see everybody.
notifications in this call for Joel.
I remember at one point he was just like, "Why are you guys still using this call?"
For real, why do we still use this call?
Because it's the one. Like it's the one that
who
people
started-
keep talking in.
Who started this call?
I did. I think.
Yeah, I think you either have to right click him or there's like a red.
Yeah, there's like a red.
No,
Yeah,
he'll
I
go away. You
clicked
just
it.
you just hang up
Did
on
he
him.
disappear for you guys? 'Cause
He
he's
eventually
still-
just disappears.
Yeah, you
Oh,
have.
okay, well, as long as he's
Oh, yeah.
disappeared from Rob's, that's
Okay,
all.
because I was like.
Well, it's not
clicking
it's not
things
disappeared
to
from
figure
mine
out.
yet. I mean, you guys look at
Joel
the
is
stream.
still-
Like, if you look at the stream, it's like,
Okay, it disappeared.
all right, now he's gone. Okay, now we're back to the game.
yay!
Time to put some.
Now, okay, let's redo the whole introduction.
Here,
And let's go through the recap.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this, the Dungeons and Dragons 2016 National Championship.
Introduce everyone.
Okay. So, the bartender looked at you. The barkeep looked at you. I gotta get back in character. I can't have Lord of the Rings music on right now. That seems out of character. The barkeep looks back at you, and he says, "And what's the matter? Is 250 gold pieces a little bit too steep for you? I might need that money to get out of town, knowing that a murderer is still left looming in them woods."
Cantharian, I'll share my horse with Venator if I have to.
I just shake my head and I say, "This town is not seeking justice," and start to walk back towards the horses.
And as you walk out the door, he mumbles like under his breath, "Matatir." You make it back to the horses with only 4, with those 2 other horses sitting in the back of the stable. What do you do?
All right, so I just look around and I say Strider is a powerful horse. He can probably hold 2 folks with relative ease, and we only need to get back to Mauritius. So perhaps
It's only a 10-day ride.
Perhaps 2 of you can use Strider while I use one of your horses.
Okay.
Don't all jump at once.
Aboard Strider.
I suppose I'll have to.
All right, so I'll use Shadow's horse.
So, so you all sort of hop on your horses and finally leave Doncaster to go on your way. It's a 10-day long journey, but as you're traveling, you realize that it's not nearly as difficult. You're not traveling off of the main pathway, and you will occasionally pass people coming here and there, and the people that you pass appear to be their equipment seems heavy, like they're moving with a vast majority of goods. But not trade goods, mind you. There's sort of like bedrolls, and here and there there's weaponry. And occasionally, you'll pass like a merchant going in the other direction. And as you get closer and closer to Mauritius, you see on the horizon just an endless sea of camps throughout the main plains area. Let me get you to where. Oopsies. Over here. As you get closer and closer to Mauritius, you see that there's just like this endless sea of camps all surrounding the city, all throughout the plains area. And you find yourselves riding through these camps and weaving in and out of these tents. There appear to be people who are wearing the crest of Mauritius. In some ways, it's a little makeshift. Some people's uniforms are dirtied and tattered, as if they've been sitting in an attic for far too long. And occasionally you'll pass by a glowing fire with a couple of people staring into the embers. This look of a mixture of fear and anxiety inside their eyes. On the horizon, you can still see Mauritius as you're riding through these encampments. What do you do?
Do I see any symbols of Tyr? Any church members?
There are places inside these camps where people may be worshiping Tyr, but you don't see any high-ranking church officers like you would expect. Somebody like yourself, you wouldn't see that there. But you do see people worshiping Tyr in this place.
Yeah, I'll just approach one of those kind of groups that looks like they're kind of well attuned to Tyr, and just say, "Greetings, brethren. I'm Cantherion, Might of Tyr, Savior of Farendale, Slayer of Dragons, Foe of Fiends. Has war already reached our doorstep?"
They turn to you and they say, "It's nice to meet you, Cantherion. War has not entered Mauritius as of yet. They have not given us the orders to march. But I'm trying to remember what I named him. Hold on 1 second. I got it written down on here. The good Lord Garrick has called upon the surrounding cities for assistance. I'm afraid we were amongst that call." He looks at you and he says, Cantharion, can you tell me something? Have you ever gone to war?
Not like this, not in circumstances like this. Skirmishes, sure. Defending against raids. But this is something bigger than I believe anyone living today has seen.
He looks around at a couple of the people that are here and says, the men are scared. I am scared. I've never done this before. It's been hundreds of years since war has touched Oberon. And I don't know if I'm ready to die.
I clasp his shoulder and I say, "What's your name, brother?"
He looks down. David. David of Lakeshire.
David.
Left pinky toe of Tyr.
The battle has not yet begun. Do not draw conclusions as to how things may end up. We still have some hope. We are meeting with Lady Priscilla as soon as we arrive in the city. Perhaps she has more insight as to what's going on. But in the meantime, that you are fighting for something greater than yourself. That you, all of your brethren, all of the might of Tyr stands behind you as you wage into this battle, and we will do everything we can to assist you.
Another one of the guys stands up from poking the fire, and he says, "And what about you? What about your friends? Which side are you going to fight on?"
While war is a grave threat, we face some sort of magical creation we cannot yet understand. Perhaps something playing both sides against the middle. We seek to stop this evil before it takes us all, and perhaps is even the key to solving the war itself.
He throws a stick in the fire and says, "A pox upon all of you. You're gonna sit here and give me that magical bullshit? While Marikor sits here and pounds at our doorstep, you're going to watch every person at this camp die." I'm ashamed.
And I quickly get up in his face. I don't touch my weapons or anything, but I just get up in his grill. And I just say, "When the battle starts, I can assure you, I will be fighting at the front of it. But until then, we have actual work to do. This bickering does nobody any good."
David sort of nods his head and he says, "I have to apologize. You have to understand, things have been a bit restless.
It's been
It's
a
good to
trying
see-
few days for us all.
He, a slight smile creeps across his face and he says, it's good to see you. A man of your stature, spreading the good word of Tyr. It helps to lift the spirits."
Then spread the word. Let it be known that Tyr does not abandon his followers, that he stands with them still, and that regardless of what transpires in the coming days, weeks, and months, justice will be served.
Justice will be served. And as you sort of ride off away from them, David looks back and says, he turns to his group and he says, "You hear that, brothers? Tyr works in mysterious ways." As you're riding through the encampment, you notice that it gets to the point where you're just surrounded by these tents as far as the eye can see. in some cases, you recognize faces of people from far off lands. I would say that Grisham, you probably recognize that most of these people that are at this camp, and this probably isn't the only one, but you notice that most of the people who are at this camp are probably from the eastern part of this supercontinent, or at least that's where they appear to be from. You don't see a whole lot of Westerners. Not that it's like that hard to tell the difference between the two, but you know what I mean. Like, you see a guy from the Midwest, and you have sort of a feeling like you're looking at a guy from the Midwest versus looking at a guy from the South. What, does that not work? Does that sound stupid?
We know what you mean.
Yeah.
They tie their shoes left to right instead of right to left.
Yeah, exactly. You recognize these things because you pay attention to people a little bit.
I got it.
As you're walking past, the eyes sort of like glance at you, and you see that not only inside this camp are there soldiers, that these people are your brethren. You know, these are the eastern folk from your homelands. You even notice dwarves here, which is strange. In a few cases, some of the dwarven tribes have taken up arms as well, and there also appears to be members of the order throughout here. The order doesn't appear to be. They're wearing sort of ornate, garb. Like, imagine, like, and I'm not talking about like really nice clothes, but clothes that are made to look nice, but that might not be of nice, like it's not like very expensive fabric, but it's in designs that looks very nice. So a lot of grays and whites and like light golds, those sort of things. What do you call it? Like rose gold? Is that the gold that's like kind of pale? Anyway, and they appear to be like assisting with people, sort of like helping to raise the spirits of the troops that are there, and give them hope and faith and things like that. And where people might not turn to Tyr, perhaps they would turn to the order in this sort of this sense of turmoil. As you're walking through the main square, a couple of eyes appear to wander onto Vincent.
The main square. Are we in the town? Or are we?
No. I mean, like, I say main square, but I mean like the main central location of this camp, of this encampment. Okay. Eyes begin to wander onto Vincent, and Vincent, you can feel these people staring at you, and sort of sizing you up, as if some people here know that there's something more to you than just meets the eye. What do you do?
Looks like they've never seen a gnome before.
Not so much as they're looking at you like you're a gnome. Like they know what you can do. What's your reaction to that?
Just gonna try to, just keep a clear head, scoping them out, making sure no one's like, I can recognize anyone, I guess.
As you walk past them, you hear whispers amongst the crowd. I didn't realize they were hiring spell slingers for the war. Is that what we have to expect?
I was gonna keep my head down, keep walking.
As you continue walking forward, you notice that more people begin to turn their eyes and look to Shadow. One man shouts out and he says, "And what of the Golden Sands? Mesomercatus, are they to provide assistance?"
We have our own war. I don't know what happens there at this moment. It's been a long time since I've been at my home.
It's been a long time since we've been to ours either. He sort of spits on the ground.
We've got to. I hope you can talk to someone in charge soon, because we got to figure out, like, where the hell did all these people come from this quickly? We haven't been gone that long. There was no encampments here before, just a few days ago, and now there's hundreds, thousands of people here with all these tents.
And
this doesn't make sense for a war that has just started suddenly. This is almost something like it's been planned. These people have been called here, to arms. Something is going on.
Well, we know the Order is well connected, and any hints of war would certainly mobilize them quickly. We were gone, what, a few weeks?
At least 3.
Yeah, but these people, these are, a lot of them look like Easterners, and I mean that's, and then to mobilize this many people at the same time, and get them all here this quickly, that doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand it. I think we should press on to Mericium so you can talk to Priscilla. That was her name, right? Priscilla?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she can give you, and I'll do air quotes, guidance for what's going on here.
Yeah, truer words have never been spoken. If anyone knows anything, it will be her.
You
Let's,
continue onward. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say let's find out sooner than later. Definitely.
As you continue onward, you find yourselves coming towards Mericium. Only where once Mericium was a bustling town of happiness and commerce, it now has turned into a locked down fortress, if you will. The front gate is barred shut. Clearly they're still allowing people in and out, but not without proper searches. There are 4 guards stationed outside of the main entrance. Along with those 4 guards appear to be 3 members of the Order, who are sort of standing outside and talking amongst themselves. As you ride up towards the gate, you're stopped by those royal guards. The first man looks to you and says, "Who are you, and what is your business at Mericium?"
I am Cantharion, Might of Tyr, Savior of Farendale, Slayer of Dragons and Foe of Fiends. My companions and I are on an urgent mission to see Lady Priscilla. We have news that may affect this war.
Do you have any papers with you?
I don't know what papers are. I know there are pieces of paper.
He's sort of...
Grisham, do you have pieces of paper?
I don't have any books with me.
It seems I had a ledger at one point, but I believe I gave it away.
A member of the Order sort of raises his hand and says, "It's all right, brother. I believe him." Cantharion, that's what you said?
Yes.
And your friends? I'm sorry, what?
I'm guessing I don't recognize him, right?
You don't recognize him now. He looks to your friends and he says, "And your friends, these would be Shadow, Grisham, Vincent, and Venator. Is that correct?"
It is, yes.
He smiles and says, "It's quite all right, friends. They can enter, but I'm afraid we have a meeting planned for you. The Grand Arbiter wishes to speak with you."
Is that like the leader of the Order?
It wouldn't be the leader. So the leader, which you guys probably know about this, because it's probably well-known knowledge. Although none of you have ever seen him, High Apostle Karambor is the leader of the Order. He's as far as stories tell, he's a very old man. But very rarely has anyone ever seen him before. The Grand Arbiter would be his sort of like it's like I don't want to say second in command, but it's a high-ranking officer in their quote unquote church, because it's not really a church. I really need to think of a better name for what it is that they are, like a cult or something like that. He's a very high-ranking officer in their society, but he's not the leader.
What, do we know him by name or no?
I would say that you do not know him by name yet.
Can I make a perception check, Rob?
Yeah.
Make sure this guy's not trying to pull one over on us.
Yeah. You can try. 24 is pretty good.
I just want to make sure, like, he's on the level. Like, he seems like he's trying to pinpoint who we are, and I kind of get, like... I'm still not certain that we're not being blamed for starting this war, and that's kind of tickling the back of my head, and I don't want this guy to be like, oh, come to this meeting and then throw us in jail or something. Like, that's kind of got me freaked out.
Yeah, I can certainly understand that, and it seems to make sense that your character would do that. When you speak to him, or when he's speaking to you, you gather that he is sincere, that he probably doesn't recognize you, but he's heard of you, and he probably was expecting you to come back here, or already heard tell that you would be coming back here. Perhaps he didn't recognize who you were or who you would be, but he recognized your names. Now, because you gather, like, when he looks at you, you gather that he doesn't know that you are Grisham, but he knows that there is a Grisham with this party. You know what I mean?
Don't they still know me as Kevin?
No, he knows you as Grisham.
What?
What?
Their roots go deep, real deep. Now where they learned that
who you been gabbing to, Cantu?
where they learned
hear
where
me,
your
I
name is
swear.
Grisham is an entirely different thing. It's an entirely different thing, which I have also planned out. But they do know you as Grisham. But you gather that he's not trying to trick you when he said that they've planned a meeting for you. That it's not, you don't feel like there's an ulterior motive there.
I'll shrug then.
I just say,
Like, show us the way.
is Priscilla already aware of this meeting?
He smiles and says, "You will meet with the Eyes of Tyr later, but for now, the Grand Arbiter wishes to speak with you."
I'm not attempting to cause trouble. We will go along.
He sort of raises his hand and says, "Oh, no trouble, my friend. I'm not trying to force you to do anything. I am merely aggressively suggesting that perhaps you should meet with the Grand Arbiter. Any assistance that he could provide will surely help you in any way."
Is this invitation only? Is this to our party alone?
He nods and says, "I'm afraid all meetings with the Grand Arbiter are invitation only."
All right.
I kind of mutter under my breath, or he's going to give us more work to do.
I can't hear what you're muttering, so I can't respond
He's
to
going to
that.
give us work to do.
He's going to give us more work to do.
Work.
Work.
And I just get a little closer and I say, I'm guessing it wouldn't be wise to keep him waiting.
He leans forward and he says, "Patience is not his best virtue."
Well, then lead the way.
And your
After
friends,
we,
will they come too?
Yes.
Yes.
that's his way of saying yes.
He nods and he says, yes, that must have been Venator. I've heard of him."
I just arc my eyebrow.
So I look at Venator and just shrug my shoulders. It's up to you, but you have followed us this far.
Come on, Venator. It's partly your fault too.
The man looks at you and says, "I will take your silence as an agreeance." And as he says that, the front portcullis? I gotta learn this fucking word because I use it all the time. The gate lifts open, and you hear like this clinking of chains as it lifts open. When you walk inside of the city, what once looked like a like again this happy market now appears to be people who are filled with fear, and people who don't really know what to expect of the future. They try to continue on with their everyday lives, and occasionally you'll find a bard playing a tune, but the tune feels melancholy. It's almost like when they try and be happy, they're forcing it. It's clear that in this world, people don't want to die. I mean, but there's like a very big fear of death, like a very serious fear of death, and they feel that, and there's obviously something that has struck a chord in them.
I can't believe this. You're ruining my immersion.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm doing terrible at immersion on this day. You continue.
Blame Skype.
You continue inward. And he leads you to what appears to be like it's not like a church. It's more of like a very ornate sort of like mansion-esque house. And when you walk inside of this house, you notice that there's stained glass all over the walls and things, but it's not like pews. There's more of like desks with people sitting at them, like shuffling through papers. There are constant birds being flown in through the windows and flown back out through the windows. And they all appear to be like speaking with one another. There are other townsfolk in here who have sort of turned to them for assistance and says, where should I go? Is there anywhere that I can be safe? And they would say, you are safe, brother. We're all safe. We will keep you safe. I promise. And as you continue inward, you climb. He sort of leads you up these stairs. The stairs go up and to the left, and then back to the right. And so they sort of like twist in like this very ornate fashion. Whereas you're climbing it, you're like, whoever built this thing, like it was manufactured in such a way to look very grandiose, but is not really engineered to be the best fucking building ever because it's so like fancy. And you end up in. I want some lighter music. No, not that light of music. That's too light. I want, let's use something like this.
Billy Joel.
You end up here. I'm too far scrolled down. Mauricium is sort of covered in these purples and these dark reds and blues and that sort of like deep royal tones, and those deep royal tones upon sort of like gray cinder block, which is what everything's built on in there. It contrasts with the money, with the gold and the silver and the bronze that sort of like showers itself inside Mauricium. This room appears to be a completely different hue. It's filled with oranges and reds that are bright and shining and like it looks like a constant sunrise everywhere that you see. At the far end of this hallway, after opening this main chamber, you see that the chamber it's enormous. But standing at the center, far away, is a man surrounded by two what appear to be armed guards. The guards are heavily armored, as if to imply that this man is very important. He turns and looks to you, and he says, "Thank you, brother. Thank you for bringing them here. I looked forward to meeting you."
He says that to me?
He sort of like said it to the royal you,
Okay.
to sort of the lot of you.
I wasn't sure if he was talking to the guy who brought us here.
He I'll also put your characters on here so that way you can sort of like move yourselves around inside this conversation. Can you move these characters whenever I put them on this board? And there we go. All right, cool. Oh god, I should never give you control of these characters. Now it's just ridiculous. he looks to you, and as he walks forward, he says, "Thank you for joining me. I am Ulrich, the Grand Arbiter. I am the voice of High Apostle Karambor. It's a pleasure to meet you. I've heard of your deeds, and I'm impressed." Is everyone just hiding behind the same piece? Here I am. Let's time out for a second. Here I am. trying to I can't make the screen go away because it's like capturing the screen, so I can't pause it. I'm trying to
I will turn this campaign around.
I will. I'm gonna just cover it up. I will turn this campaign around. Here I am, providing the utmost of
slaving over a hot campaign,
beautiful performance art, and you all are playing like a bunch of children. How dare you?
I mean,
Rob, I want to know: did you make this room red and orange because you couldn't find a purple room?
Yes.
I wanted to say something, but I didn't want to ruin the immersion.
It's very hard to find rooms that fit the room that you want.
Golds and purples and silvers. You went into a room that is red because I could not find a grandiose room that is gold and purple and silver.
Well, I also wanted to contrast a little bit, so like it's supposed to look the way it is. Anyway, back to the campaign. For everybody else. Oh, look, everyone's spread out, all nice and light. You don't have to not goof off. I'm just. He looks to you, and he says, "I've heard of your deeds, and I'm impressed."
thank you, Ulrich, and I do the salute, even though it's whatever. I just do
he says, "It's quite all right. That's not necessary here."
And you clearly already know who we are. What brings us here today?
He turns away and sort of walks back towards the center. Inside the center, you see that there's like this beam of light that appears to be coming directly out of the roof and like down through the central chamber. Oh man, my cat almost fell. There's like this beam of light that's going through the roof and down through this central chamber. And as he looks at it, he's sort of like talking to you over his shoulder. He says, "I know what you've been doing. Our eyes spread wide, and where Priscilla, the eyes of Tyr, can see far beyond the mountains, mine can do the same. Karambor wishes to know exactly what it is that you have found. And I must admit that I'm curious as well."
I just kind of shake my head and say, mostly we found a land that doesn't seek justice, that wishes to revel in chaos and appease their frailties, their insecurities.
I like
as far as
that.
What are you talking
as far as anything concrete, we haven't found much.
He turns back to you with a smile and says, "Cantharion. That's what it is, correct?"
Yes, Cantharion, Might of Tyr, Savior of Farendale, Dragon Slayer, and Foe of Fiends.
He says, "Cantharion, I have news for you. The world was always that way. The world will always be that way. The only thing that we can ever hope for is that inside the terrible atrocities of this world, that we can keep justice, keep order." He, actually, I'm going to change that. He says, where your people call justice, our people call order. The world will not change, Cantharion. It will forever be this way. 800 years from now, it will continue to be this way. My job is to keep order here. And I will do so to the best of my ability. You have to understand, I am a powerful man. And I work for powerful men. Our influence is wide. And we would be happy to assist you. But in return, we ask that you be honest with us. Now I ask you again, what is it that you found? And I'm not talking about Doncaster.
And your eyes clearly reach wide enough, you know what we found. And seeing as this is a mission that was led by myself, that was given by the Church of Redemption, I am honor bound to return there to discuss my findings before revealing anything else.
He looks down at the ground. It is upsetting. I understand your loyalties to them, and I respect them. I would be honored to have a man as loyal as you among my flock. He turns to Grisham. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I'm still waiting to find out how much you're going to pay us for the information. Because I don't know who you are. Who are you? Are you the de facto king of Mericium or something? Like, I've never heard of you.
He says, I'm sorry. I must have forgotten to introduce myself. I am Ulrich, the Grand Arbiter of the Order. I am the voice of High Apostle Karambor while he is gone. You have to understand the comings of war do strike fear in some men's hearts. And with his influence and his age, it's probably best for him not to be in Mericium at this time. So he has taken a leave, as they would say. And in his leave, I will be his voice. Now, do you understand who I am?
Sure, but I don't understand why we should tell you anything.
And what of Priscilla?
Is
she an underling?
Now, if you were to tell me that I'm the general of the armies out front, I am the king of the city, who are you? You're a guy from the Order?
I am the ruling officer of the Order in Mericium. I am the voice in Mericium for the ruler of all of the Order. I guess ruler is like the wrong word because he's not really like a ruler. Like it's like, you know, he's like the head cheese, but you know they're not like an army or anything like that.
The manager.
The main, you know, the man in charge.
Currently highest
But as far as I know, none of us are part of your cult, so we really shouldn't be here. And I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna try to walk out.
He's raised his hand and he says, "Stop. I'm not asking for your help. I am offering my assistance. There is no town that you will go in where I will not see you. There is no town that you will go in where I cannot help you. All I ask is that you help me help you."
Well, then why don't you start helping us by telling us what your purpose is? What do you hope to gain with this information that you're trying to get from us? You have eyes everywhere, and yet you need us to tell you what we found. So, what's the deal?
I find your lack of faith disturbing. Don't laugh, Chris. It was a good line.
I don't have faith in a lot of men. Sorry, it's just not what I've found to be the most reliable thing to put faith into.
He says,
You, Grisham, of all people, should understand. Maybe I already know what you have. Maybe I already know what you've seen, and instead I'm trying to size you up as a human being who's somebody who may be able to help. Or somebody who may be able to be trusted. But instead, if you choose to keep it a secret, then that's fine.
I hold my hands up and I say, Ulrich, I'm not saying that we cannot share what we have found with you. I am saying that this is not my area of expertise. My mission was to find information, and now I need to get it to someone who can help us determine what that information is. And again, as a member of the church, that is where I must go. That is where I must seek this information. I'm not trying to keep anything from you. I need to speak to them first.
He again reassures you. You will go to the church. You will see Priscilla immediately after this. I can promise you that. He looks to Venator. I find that none of you see the possibilities here. Disturbing. Will not a single one of you rise up and tell me what it is that you found?
We have our authority that we answer to at the moment. And the order is not it.
He sort of nods and says, well, I pray you change your mind.
Perhaps you may give us reason.
I don't really understand. You're saying you're offering us help, but you've offered us nothing. Or even told us what your purpose is. So why? Well, I've already stated my case, and I'm actually just here as support to Cantherion and his cause at the moment. So really, it's up to him anyway.
And again, good sir, I have stated my intentions clearly. I do not wish animosity. I do not wish to cause a division between our groups. We have worked so closely in the past. I wish to continue that. I simply need to seek Priscilla's wisdom, and then perhaps at the soonest of your conveniences, we can reassemble to discuss together what needs to be done.
Very well. He sort of nods to the members in the back, and he says, I'm through here. And they come up and sort of like, walk around you and sort of like begin to escort you out. As you walk down the hallway, the door opens behind you, and as you walk through the door, immediately as you pass the frame and as the door closes, Ulrich sort of speaks up, and he says, Owen Cantherion, I'll be watching you. And then the door closes and appears to be locked. You are escorted out of this building and back into the town square of Merisium, where you are free to go as you please. The order members sort of like, shake their heads at you and thank you for taking your time to speak with the Grand Arbiter. They sort of wish you the best on your journey. They seem like overly happy about things, overly at ease, like at a constant state of peace and relaxation, like that sort of thing. And they leave you in the middle of the town square. What do you do?
Before we leave them, I just want to ask if, ask one of them. If we need to get in touch with Ulrich, is this a closed invitation at this point, or would we be able to meet with him again?
He looks at you and says, I'm afraid meetings with Ulrich are invitation only, but I'm sure if you make it vocal that you wish to speak with him, he will find a way to speak with you.
Cool, I nod. walk back towards towards the good old church.
Do you all go towards the church? Is there anything that you guys want to do before we move on to the church bit?
No.
I want to. What time is it, Rob? In day,
What?
daytime, nighttime? What daytime, nighttime?
I would say it's probably like midday, right about now. Oh God, kettle chips, you're so loud.
That's what you chose as your snack of choice while you're streaming.
Yeah, because it came with my dinner, so I'm gonna eat it with my Heineken. Well, not my Heineken anymore because this is empty.
2 Heinekens, broski.
So it's like it's a pretty, like, this is probably the nicest town we've been to in a while.
It's what?
It's probably one of the nicer.
capital.
Yeah. So, because they're like an armor. I don't know, like a robe, because they don't even like do like the magic thing. So like that'd be like weird to ask, but like an armor.
There is
Vendor.
probably shops here where you could buy clothing. Ornate clothing and things like that if that's what something that you were looking for. Or armor. There's like armorers and weaponsmiths and things like that. This is a major city. You can find anything here.
Yeah, they didn't seem like they appreciated the magic though. So I don't think there's anything really here for me. So yeah, I'll just pass. I'll
I
just
mean, as
pass
long
on
as-
that whole thing.
As long as we travel together, it's fine.
I'm good then.
Let's just go to the church and get this done, report in, and then go from there.
You
That guy
continue-
really ticked me off, man.
You what?
You're,
Grisham
you're saying the guy
saying
picked him off.
Grisham says that guy pissed him off.
You continue towards the church and find yourselves as you enter sort of the church members like nod towards Cantharion recognizing him, and they nod towards the lot of you recognizing you as well. You walk inside and you walk up to the main chamber where you could find or Priscilla's main chambers, I guess. And you find Priscilla inside that main chamber. She looks at you, looks up from the map that she appears to be looking at, the normal map that's sort of always here. And she looks up and says, "My friends, it's good to see you again. I knew that you were safe, but it's always better to see you with the real eyes. You understand."
I do the salute. and just
She
nod
salutes
to
you
her.
back.
I just say, I hope your the last few weeks have treated you better than they have us.
She says, "Well, I'm afraid, as you have probably seen, things have changed a bit around here."
Yes,
How
we
did all
had
these troops get here so fast?
She says, "You would be surprised at how fast they call up their banners. I'm not one of war. I am not a dog of war. But it appears that Garrick has called up his banners rather quickly. I think the fear was in him before the war had even begun."
What do you mean the
Did he
fear?
do something to provoke it?
As far as I know, no. I'm not one very big on politics, but
Garrick?
Lord Garrick, he is, for all intensive purposes, the king of Mauritium. I say king in that he's the ruling lord. Oberon, as you know, we don't have kings. There is no one man who sits over the entire continent. Instead, we appear to have men and women who choose to fight over plots of land. Personally, I find that there are more important things to worry about, the might of Tyr being one of them. I should not say the might of Tyr, because obviously not Cantharion isn't the one, but like, you know, Tyr's
I
might.
blush
Like,
a little bit. I'm just like, oh.
yeah, she says it that way, and you like blush a little bit because you think she's like saying something nice about you, but she's totally not.
Okay, he's been working out.
She says it does not surprise me that they would choose to quarrel again. However, a war of this magnitude would strike fear in some folk. I choose not to pick a side.
Have you? I know you've been focused on our journey, but have you seen anything? Do you know how this all came about? How any leads on how we can perhaps stave this off or even stop it?
A man chimes in, and he says, well, I know. Word on the street says that, well, Vance's bride was murdered. And they say that he was murdered by assassins sent by Lord Garrick.
Assassins? We saw a dragon.
He sort of looks at you confused and says, I've never heard a story about a dragon before. Priscilla sort of smiles and she says, I apologize. I have not introduced you yet. This is Theodore. Theodore is our newest initiate. He's shown great promise in the magical arts. Much like your friend there. And sort of nods towards Vincent.
Does Theodore have a cool nickname too?
Teddy? Oh, you mean like a...
As
you
an
mean like...
initiate, of course he wouldn't have a cool nickname.
Nah, no. As an
Sorry,
initiate, you don't get a cool sort of like tier thing.
He's not a body part of Tyr yet.
Nah, not yet. You're not that badass. You're not a body part and or
that
adverb
snarky
of tier. Until you become like a full blown tier. I don't know, whatever.
Tyrion.
Yeah, until you become a full blown Tyrion, you're not. You don't get like cool adverbs and stuff. So she introduces Theodore, and says, "That's what they've been saying. Truth be told, Mance may have been looking for an excuse to go to war for a long time. That boy is headstrong, to say the least. Hot-blooded. He's got a fever of 103. Sorry.
No.
It's all shot to hell.
Wrong.
So, go ahead.
How many troops can Mance actually muster, as opposed to what Mericium can? I mean, how many people can they actually hope to field enough soldiers to put up a fight against Mericor or Mericium? Stupid M names.
It depends, I suppose. Again, it's not exactly my forte, but the people who come from the West are more trained for these sort of scenarios. They may be outnumbered, but their soldiers fight 4 to 1.
So they're better trained, they're better equipped.
I would say so, yes. Mining gems out of the mountains, out of Oberon's spine, makes a strong man. Not as strong as the might of Tyr, obviously, but.
I get red again.
And again, she like wasn't talking about you. She was talking about the actual might of Tyr.
Cantharion, could you present Priscilla with the ring?
And now I get like super red and just look at my feet and I'm just like, I hadn't really thought about that before. I'm Priscilla, and we've known each other a long time. No, this is, how is Jacob?
She sort of looks at you strangely, so, sort of a little confused, and she says, Cantharian, you appear to be acting a bit different. Jacob, yes. Jacob has been sent north to the Frozen Lands. We heard another distress come from that area. He has been sent to investigate. I'm afraid it sounds like it might be similar to the investigation that you took place in to the west of Mauritium.
So we have really no part in this conflict at this point.
She says, well, I was going to get to that next, but in the meantime, tell me what has happened. What did you find?
And I'll reach into my pocket and pull out the demon ring and say, we found little except for this.
She sort of walks over and grabs it from you, and then takes it and places it on the table and says, "This is fascinating. Do you know what it does?"
It controlled the beast.
What beast are you speaking of?
The
one
fiery. Sorry, go ahead.
The one we journeyed with Shorty to discover.
So you found it. Was he able to capture it?
Things escalated a bit, and while Shorty is unharmed, I don't believe he will see us as too friendly going forward.
Why? What happened?
I just
Perhaps
glanced back.
Venator would like to explain that one.
Your short friend tried to kill me.
She looks at you confused and says, "That seems out of character for Mr. Ironhide."
I don't think it seems very out of character for the dwarves.
She sort of nods and says, well, needless to say, you appear to be healthy. And what of Ironhide?
Ironhide was quite distraught. He discovered that his entire, almost his entire clan, or at least a significant number of them, had been gravely wounded and killed by the creature that they had captured, and then it had broken free and done grievous harm to them as it fled into the mountains, where we chased it down and had an epic fight. Cantharian, I'm sure, gained at least 2 more titles in the process, and we slew the beast.
And I just kind of.
At what point does the ring come into all of this?
When we felled the beast, that was the only thing that remained after it was gone.
So, the beast became the ring?
That's why we're here. That's what I was hoping you could help us discover.
She looks at the ring that sits on the table. The ring again looks to be like sort of like the gaping maw of like an angered like wolf. I mean, imagine it's very similar to imagine like an orange version of the Witcher symbol is like what I'm thinking that this thing looks like. And it's like it wraps around itself. So it's like the maw is here, but then the rest of the ring goes around and like connects to it again. She looks at it and looks to Theodore and says, "What can you tell?" Theodore places his hand over the ring and he can feel the warmth coming over it and says, "Well, it's clearly magic, but as far as what it does, I'm afraid it may be out of my expertise. But your friend here, maybe he can help." And he gestures towards Vincent.
I've been eyeballing it the whole time.
Yeah, I hold my hand up and I say, I believe he is well suited to the task, but I was hoping that you might have a suggestion as to where we could test such a thing in safe conditions, somewhere we could control a bit, just in case things got out of hand.
She nods and says, yes. If that is what you wish to do, Cantharion, then that is what we shall do. We have a training grounds close by, just outside of the city. We can take it there.
Yeah, we're
And
gonna
then-
need a man, like maybe the trainee can come with us.
She
Old
looks to the
priest,
initiate,
young priest.
Theodore, and says, yes, of course. It's best if you see exactly what it is that we do here. Theodore sort of like half smiles, a little anxious, but at the same time a little excited to be, getting his first taste at, sort of adventure outside of the books in the library.
And before we head off, I did have one question. Before I left, we had discussed a suit of plate mail armor, and I was wondering. I know you've I'm sure all been very busy here. But were we able to get that commission finished?
She nods and says, yes, I do remember. She sort of sends Theodore to the back room, and he runs into the back and comes back with this full suit of armor. It's just like the armor bits, so you have to provide all the bits that are like underneath it, like the shirt and the pants and everything like that. But it's very ornate. It has like a large crest of Tyr on the front of it, with Tyr like holding his great sword in one hand and his scales in the other. On the top right hand pauldron, it looks like it's a giant claw that is holding your shoulder, and then the left hand one is like a giant bird's head, where like the actual head is like the mouth, the beak is like opened up, and you're like wearing the head upon your shoulder as well. It's like a badass hawk of justice. I should have made it like a bear, now that I think about it. This is the might of Tyr. I imagine bears are very mighty. Anyway, fuck it. It's a hawk, because it's fucking cool. And that's what I imagined inside my mind brain. So they bring that out, and they present it to you, and she says, I hope it fits, because it will take quite some time to readjust.
Oh, are we getting paid now?
Yeah, where's ours?
She says, oh, please, I did not forget. She reaches underneath the table and presents a sack of gold coins in front of you. The coins sort of scatter out on the table, and she says, as promised, you will find your share there. I believe it was 60 gold pieces per person?
I don't know if we even discussed an amount.
I don't even remember. Let's make it 100 gold pieces per person.
I just know that I was getting paid.
Yeah. She presents you with
I wouldn't be here if I wasn't getting paid.
100 gold pieces per person, in this sack that gets thrown down. And she says, again, I cannot thank you for your assistance enough. And I'm certain if there's anything else that you need, perhaps we can find it. We do not have a long network, but it is well trusted.
So it's 500 total gold pieces.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I look at the rest of the party and I say, I'm holding the breastplate and just kind of sizing it up. I'm just like, feel free to distribute my share amongst you. This is glorious. And I just the single tear starts rolling down the cheek.
She nods at you and says, your piety might be your greatest characteristic, Cantharion. Besides your might.
Oh, look. Oh, look, Cantherian, they put all your titles around the arm piece of the armor that you can just keep adding to the bottom as you get more.
They like started with
And it's like
titles,
it's
and
like
then
a
titles were had to
tattoo
be like
sleeve.
chiseled in very quickly.
I'm like looking around and I'm like, there's so much room. And like I'll go up to Priscilla and then go for like the handshake and then like go for the hug and then do the salute.
Every time you go in for the handshake, she's like, "Oh, okay," and then you go for the hug, she's like, "Oh, wait, no," and then she says, and then she finally just goes, "Yes,
Trying
yes."
to grab her breasts.
Now, about that ring.
Yes, as soon as I've changed, I think it'd be a fine time to test it if the group is up for it.
So you change into your new armor and come back out. Is there anything else anybody wants to say before we move on?
I guess I'll wear this gold.
Wait, we're giving the ring to. Wait. Whatever, I got paid.
So
he divided his 100 between
So
the
that's 25.
4 of us, so we each get 25. more?
125 gold pieces.
It's too much math.
Not too shabby. It's a lot of money. Anyway, it'd be a shame if all that
Meanwhile,
money
next session, everyone will be going on a shopping spree.
disappeared. No, that's not gonna happen. Not right now. Maybe. So, after Cantherion has sort of readjusted himself into his new outfit, you find yourselves at the training grounds, just outside of. I need to change this music. This is not appropriate for training ground music.
Wait, who has the ring on them?
I don't know who brought the ring.
Is it Cantherian again?
I mean, you know, I would say I would have grabbed it.
I thought she gave it back to him.
I'm confused. I thought we just gave.
Oh yeah, no.
No,
Vincent
it's sitting
took
on
it.
the table.
Yeah, and Vincent took it while I was changing in my armor.
So Vincent has it.
Oh no! My joke went south, I guess. I was making a joke that we didn't get any armor. We just got this
Oh.
gold that we have to go buy something with.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put on this. Okay, I'm with you.
No, no,
I
no.
got the joke.
I grabbed the ring.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, we're at the training ground.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm just gonna push the initiate, like right in the middle, like you're up. Meaning we're gonna put it on him and let him go for it.
Wait, what?
We're gonna that's why I brought the initiate. So he could put the ring on, and if
Nice.
it blows up, you know, we're good.
All right, so you all end up here
Hold
in the training
What?
circle. At this point, Vincent has given the ring to the initiate and pushed the initiate to the center of the circle and says, "You do it." The initiate, sort of like terrified, is holding this ring, and he turns to you and he says, "But I don't know what it does."
I hold up my hand. And I say, Theodore, give the ring back to Vincent. He's trained on these things. This is not. And I just look at Vincent and just kind of glare at him a little bit, and I say, "This is not how we train our initiates."
Cantherian, perhaps Vincent has trained enough to know not to do it himself.
Theodore
Well, then-
looks to Vincent with like a fear in his eyes that says, "Have you? Like, do you know you're not supposed to do this right now?"
I'll just take the ring away, and I'll go tell him to go get a change. I guess we'll attempt this.
He sort of like backs up towards the outside. Right now, what you see is there's like sort of two sort of like the higher ranking officers, like, you know, guards with you out here. There's Priscilla, the Eyes of Tyr, and then the lot of you, and then Theodore, the newest initiate to the Church of Redemption. Vincent, you have the ring. What are you gonna do?
Since I've never done this before, but no one has to know that. What I do?
I like how Grisham has put himself as far away inside this circle as
Yeah, see, that's why I wanted the initiate to, if it self-destructs, then we're good. But yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, wherever Vincent goes, so I'll draw my sword and shield, and just kind of like I'm Vincent's shadow right now. I'm just wherever he's going, I'm moving with him.
All right, I'm gonna wing it. Just gonna. I guess I'll do some charge up thing in the middle, like Dragon Ball Z. I guess.
Can you move yourself right now?
I don't think I can. Oh no, I can. I'm good.
All right. So you have placed the ring on your finger, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and make an Arcana check for me, please. Ooh, that's unfortunate. See you later, Blaine. Thanks so much for hanging out, man. Appreciate it. You rolled a 4. You crit failed your Arcana check.
Yeah.
Just for shits and giggles, go ahead and roll an animal handling check for me, please.
Oh,
Okay.
that's not what I expected.
Okay. All right. So, you place this ring on your finger, and you can feel this sort of magical energy like filling up inside your hand. Your entire arm has never felt so powerful before in your entire life. I imagine it's like, like every muscle inside your arm is just constantly flexed. As you sort of put your arm outward, your entire hand looks like it's engulfed in flames, but it's not hot. You can see that your entire arm is sort of like, covered in this fire, and everyone else can see this as well. But it doesn't appear to hurt you. And then the fire sort of dances off of your arm and flies up into the air and begins to like swirl around. You're actively trying to channel the energy of this ring, but apparently you don't know exactly what it's doing and don't entirely have control of what's going on right now. The fire begins to build larger and larger inside the air as you feel the air around you beginning to get hot. As it swirls in this giant sort of tornado, it slams back down into the ground with such force that you can see the dust from the ground lift up. And then there, standing in front of you, is the beast that you saw before. Let me get it here. I think I saved the token on here, just in case. Here it is.
Holy shit.
It slams into the ground, and you find it standing directly in front of you. It's covered in this flame, and the flames coming off of it are very high, very tall, as if they've been contained for a very long period of time. It looks at you with sort of these squinting eyes and this gnarled like snarl on its mouth. And as it looks at you, it sniffs the air, and it begins to sniff your body. It can smell something on you. And it looks down at your hand, and it sees the ring there. The ring, which was once sort of like a bright, sort of bronzy gold, has now faded a bit after you've summoned the creature. And the flames on your arms no longer exist. They've gone after it appears before you. You all see this, by the way. It sniffs at the air, and then turns behind it and looks at Priscilla, the Eyes of Tyr, and the two guards. It looks to the front and sees Venator and Grisham, and then looks towards Theodore, the new initiate. It lets out sort of a low growl, and then there's this blinding flash of light. You can feel immense heat upon your body, and it hurts to look in the direction of this creature, so you look away, covering your eyes. When finally the blinding light has dissipated, and your eyes slowly adjust to the ground. You see that not only, well, I'm gonna say this. In that blinding light, you hear sort of the terrifying, like, snarling of this creature that you heard whenever it was fighting you before. And then, as your vision slowly comes back, you notice that the creature has entirely disappeared and is left on that ground, like sort of this this black burnt ash. What you also notice is that there's black burnt ash around Theodore, and Theodore has disappeared as well.
But
Was Theodore wearing a red shirt? I forgot to ask.
No, Theodore's
That was more blue.
Theodore's shirt was blue and red.
That's medical, right?
I
Priscilla,
look at
Priscilla turns to you, Vincent, and the party, and says, "What's happened? Did you see it?"
I just kind of like look around and I'm like, I think I saw what you saw. It was here and then it was gone.
She says, "And what of Theodore? I could see it. I could see it with Tyr's eye. I could see through that light. It attacked him. It took him away. And what could possibly have happened that would leave nothing here, no trace of the man before? Is he gone?"
oh shit.
So when
Is
we
he-
first encountered the Hellhound, there was one survivor of Shorty's tribe, known as Draven. And Draven was not himself. He was muttering to himself. He was incoherent and not in control of his actions. We found an old crone in some nearby swamps who was able to help us determine that he was in some sort of dream state. And we entered this dream state only to find that it was somehow related to his brush with this creature. And once we got that information, he was not the same. Draven was not ever himself after that. I wonder if that is what has just happened to Theodore.
She closes her eyes and looks, sort of like bows her head and is trying to find Theodore. But as far as she can see, she says, "He's not here. He is out of the reach of Tyr." Vincent, you notice that the ring upon your finger has now filled with that color again, and you can feel this magical energy about your hand once more, filling your muscles, and like you can feel your arm flexed the way that it was before whenever you were wearing the ring and summoning the creature. What do you do?
Shall we try it again? No, that was a joke. That was a joke. No.
Go ahead and make an Arcana
Yeah.
check.
Yeah,
No.
check to see
No.
if you know it.
Oh, yeah, I guess I could, check to see. Because, kind of hard to explain it. The same thing happened to me. Yeah, hang on.
$16. Go ahead and make an animal handling check for me, please.
Oh, I didn't want to do it again.
Oh, well, you just did.
I was just making a joke. That was just a joke.
Do you want to do it or
know.
not?
No,
You
no, no,
have
no, no,
to
no, no,
whether
no,
or
no,
not
no.
you want to.
No,
that
no,
was
I was
that was
just
to
to see if
check
I could
see,
do
like,
it.
if he could figure it out, like if he could
Yeah.
figure out anything of what just happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing an Arcana check to see if you understand the ring more.
What actually, magically went down.
Okay. You understand that a 16, how much information do I want to give you? it's not a bad roll, but it's not like a great roll. You know what I mean? Okay. You understand that, like, you now have a complete, like, before you might have, like, had some sort of understanding about it, but now, you now have a 100% truthful understanding. You summoned that creature. That creature is somehow bound to that ring. And by channeling your magical energy, you were able to summon the creature. You have no idea what happened to Theodore. You have no idea if Theodore is alive or dead. But you know that you summoned that creature, and for a second there, you felt like maybe you could have controlled it.
I'm gonna, I guess, Tyr works in mysterious ways. That's all I got. I mean, like, yeah. I feel that I'm the only one that can really, like, harness this. And it's definitely a lot, so I think we'll keep it here.
Priscilla looks to you and says, "What is it? What does it do?"
Seems I can take someone out of the world.
But where did he go? Do you have any idea?
I guess I'll have to wait and find out more about that.
She points to the ring. She points to your hand, but the ring that still is on your hand, and says, "And what of that?"
Vincent, can you remove the ring?
I'm gonna try to remove the ring, and it doesn't go.
What? Oh,
It doesn't come
so
off.
you're like faking trying to remove the ring? Because like
Yeah.
if you tried to remove the okay, so here's what I'm gonna say: if you tried to remove the ring legitimately, the ring comes off. But are you trying to do a bluff that the ring won't come off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look like I'm struggling, try to get it off.
Do a is there a bluff skill? Deception, I guess. Do a deception check for me, please.
Yeah,
Okay.
it can be performance also.
Or performance, something like that.
Either one's fine. They're both the same for me.
Yeah, they're both charisma.
17.
Do we roll insight against it, or?
I guess so. Yeah, I guess so.
Do all of us have to roll?
Yeah.
Oh
Ooh, that's wisdom. That's my highest.
Woo!
Oh, a nat failed?
You are 100%
I
convinced.
was
You're
like, derp,
oh
derp."
fuck, we're gonna have to cut his finger off. We need an insight check from Grisham. Is he here?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, my character sheet got lost behind other tabs and windows and stuff.
Everybody
Oh, yeah.
except Venator is convinced that this thing does not come off your finger. Venator believes that you might be lying. Whether or not he says something about it is a completely different thing. But you choose...
Such great power in such a tiny little bauble. You don't really know if I'm talking about the ring or the gnome.
Fair enough.
Priscilla turns to you and says, "So you cannot remove it."
Did
It's
she
there.
do a check?
I'm gonna say that Priscilla fails her check because I like the idea of him bluffing most of the people.
You can't make this up.
Yeah. He's very convincing when he says that. I'm gonna
have a
say
knife that'll fix
so.
the
Priscilla
problems.
turns to you and says, "Should we destroy it?"
His hand.
Yeah, I was gonna instantly like, no, it's okay. We'll be fine.
Is there?
It's okay.
So,
It's perfectly. You can still function. I'll hold up my hand that's missing a finger. See, and I'll wiggle it. It's fine. You don't even miss it after a while.
Priscilla, perhaps your gifts would enable you to attempt to remove this curse, this cursed item in some way.
She says, I'm afraid that is something that is outside of my, how do you say, wheelhouse? I don't think that I would be able to remove the curse on the ring. Nor do I believe that the ring is cursed. I believe that perhaps, Cantharion, perhaps there's more to this than we see. She's quick to forget the initiate, but she only knew him for like 2 days. The only reason why I'm
Guys,
making
we
her
get
quick
a
to
lot of initiates, all right.
yeah, the only reason why I'm making her quick to forget him is because like I don't know, I don't want to go through a whole thing of like more grieving. She walks closer to Vincent, and she says, "I know you cannot remove it, but do you believe that you can control it?"
Only time will tell.
I'm afraid that we have no choice. Cantharion, if he fails to be able to control such power, or if the ring beholds an ulterior motive, I trust you know what to do.
I just look down and kind of tighten my grip because I still have my sword and shield out, and just kind of like flex my arms and I nod at her.
She sort of nods back and says, with this look in her eyes, it says, "You have to kill the gnome. If, you know, if it gets out of hand, you have to kill the gnome. The gnome has to, the gnome's probably going to have to die. Yeah.
Wait, do I have to kill the gnome?
Yeah, you're probably going to have, the gnome is
What if-
probably,
What if
Tyr
he just,
works
like,
in
lost
mysterious
his toe?
ways, and this gnome might have to die.
Like, what if I took his shoes? Would that be?
No, unless there's a ring in those shoes, probably not going to work. Probably going to have to,
I can hear you guys.
And that was no, that was all with Francis. That was
I'm
all-
right here. No, none of that was said.
They said that with their eyes, so unless you can read eye language.
They're just blinking a lot.
It was an eye to heart talk.
So, she turns to you and says, "Well, in that case, it's best if we go on to the next course of business. If you would please, follow me back to my chambers."
As everyone's like walking off, they don't see me do like a fist pump, like they got him.
And as you pump
Or
your
Tiger
fist, it goes like,
Woods,
and you're like, "Oh fuck, Jesus, oh god."
And you like you somehow freeze in midair when you do it. You're like, yeah.
yeah. And then transitions to this.
You guys go back to sort of like the main chamber hall, where Priscilla is here and Theodore is not here.
Goodbye.
You end up back in the main chamber hall, and she turns to you and says, "You are more than welcome to stay in Marisium as long as you wish. But in the meantime, I do wish to ask you for another favor. I know working all the time is probably not the best way to spend your time. But I can promise the fate of Oberon might rest in your hands."
Is that just a Canth, or is like everybody?
Yeah,
This is
it's
sort of
fine.
towards the collective.
Yeah, I'll respond, and I just nod at her and I say, "There's, you need not ask. You know this."
Has there been any word from Mesomarcadus?
I'm afraid there has. She presents in front of you 3 pieces of paper. She says, There are 3 contracts, and you must choose where you go next. First, and she like pushes the one piece of paper forward. Jacob, the Heart of Tyr, was sent to the north, the frozen lands where we first received our newest distress call. Something has appeared there that is similar to what you've seen before, and I believe may be related to that ring. Jacob is a talented individual, but I believe he may need assistance, and I believe you might be the right people to tend. Second, she pushes forward the second piece of paper. Callista, the Wrath of Tyr, was sent to provide aid to Mesomercatus. It appears as if war is not only knocking at our doors. Our neighbors to the south require assistance, and there's only so much that we can send. Callista is a talented individual, but a loose cannon, if you will say. She has a way about war, but she enjoys it a bit too much. I'm afraid if we can't help Mesomercatus, they may not be able to assist us in defending Mauritium. And finally,
Mesomercatus.
it's in
That's
the Golden
the
Sands.
Golden
It's way
Sands,
down
the
south.
Harjani.
It's Shadow's hometown. I guess, yeah, that's the correct way. It's Shadow's homeland, which is currently at war with a bunch of fucking lizard people, who are like pretty nasty. And the desert's pretty nasty as it is too. And she says, and finally, she pushes forward the last piece of paper. Mance has asked to speak with Lord Garrick himself. Then the nobleman has requested a party to accompany the parley. I believe that with your assistance, perhaps we can turn the tides of war. The choice is yours, my friends.
As much
I trust
as
that
I
you will
wish,
make the correct choice.
As much as I wish to come to the aid of my people, I will defer to the group as to which path we should lead.
I feel like the past decisions, as far as war and the like goes, I think we should avoid that and find our old friend Jacob and see what sort of magical things he's got his hands filled with.
Yeah, but isn't it really cold to the north?
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
the
really
key
cold
to
to the north.
everything that's going on.
Yeah, but I think it's really cold to the north, and it's like really hot to the south, right?
We have this big fire demon bird. that-
We have a lot of
we go to
gold.
the parlay because that sounds a lot more comfortable.
We have a lot of gold. We can dress accordingly.
Dress accordingly. Oh, for the cold.
If I need winter gear or summer gear, whatever we're talking about, I don't know. If I need special gear, Cantherion, your lady friend, is going to pay for it. It's not coming out of my money that I just got paid for the job. That doesn't make any sense.
So, before we choose one of these tasks, I do want to mention, and I'm directing this towards Priscilla. We did just have a meeting with, who was it?
The order.
It was Ulrich or was it Garrick?
Ulrich.
Ulrich. We just had a
Ulrich.
meeting with Ulrich.
It's spelled Ulrich. It's UUL.
Umlaut.
I believe he's known as Ulrich von Liechtenstein of Gelderland.
No, that is where I got his name though.
But yeah, he's the Grand Arbiter of the Order, and he was very pressing. He asked to see us as soon as we came in the city. I thought it wise to not, antagonize him in any way, but he was very insistent that we provide him with any knowledge we may have gleaned over our journey. I, of course, said that I had to defer to you first, but do you think it wise that we share any information with him?
She sort of looks puzzled and says, I have never had reason not to trust the Order, but I have never had reason to trust them either. I am concerned as to what his motives would be.
Well, he wants to help us. That's what he said about a dozen times, but never said exactly how he was going to do that. So, as far as I'm concerned, personally, I know I'm not part of your order, Priscilla, but he can shove it.
She says, she sort of laughs and says, your bluntness may be your best quality, Grisham.
He had said that he would be having eyes upon us and watching, well, Cantharian in particular. So I suspect we shall be encountering him again soon. And I don't feel that we should give him any full information, but perhaps just enough to let him give us aid.
You could always give him misinformation. That's also a valid tactic.
She
But we
I
wouldn't
may
want
or
him
may
to-
not have used that myself on a few occasions in the past.
she
We wouldn't want
nods
him
and
to
says
present himself as an enemy.
but what if he already knows the truth and knows that you're lying to him?
That's why you just
I don't
let
believe
on
that.
that you know
I
very
don't
little.
believe that the Grand Arbiter himself will be watching you.
Well, see,
However, I
you
believe
already
the Grand Arbiter
misunderstood
will
me.
probably know where you are.
You already misunderstood me. I didn't say lie to him. I said give him misinformation, which mostly means tell him things, but not important things that he needs to know. Just leave certain details out. So you're not actually lying.
Subterfuge.
Best type of misinformation based on truth. Why am I
She
telling
says,
all of you this?
She says, although it does concern me that I don't understand the motives of the Order, I will leave that to your best judgment. I don't believe we have anything to hide, and I believe in the goodness of your party, in the goodness of you people, and the holy power of Tyr.
I just sort of glance at Venator every time she said goodness.
She sees into Venator's heart. She knows that there's a good thing in there somewhere. It might be buried under a whole bunch of shit, but there's some goodness inside there
It's
somewhere.
buried under horse shit.
I mean, well, it's she out of character. She knows that Venator gave the horse away to Faith. She saw it happen. So she knows that there's some goodness inside him, even though he doesn't know that. Well, you might know that. I don't know. You might assume that she knows that. Priscilla's
does
pretty
he
like
not know there's
all-knowing, like
goodness in
crazy,
him?
crazy fucking powerful. Anyway, she says, "I believe I will leave it up to your best judgment. I can see far, but Ulrich works in."
Mysterious ways.
I wasn't going to say it.
I just know that my dealings tend to end more physically than I'd hoped.
It is your greatest quality, after all.
And I just start looking at the floor again. I'm like, yeah, thanks.
Are you alright? Is there something in your eye?
These tasks these are important tasks. Yes, these taskers, Taskerson.
Again, I suggest we go up to the north. It helps deal with the problem at hand, which is this magic, and your friend seems to be pretty good at getting himself into trouble. And we can avoid further having to put our name out there and draw lines in the proverbial sand.
So you want to stay away from the war?
Yes. That is what I am saying.
Understand that.
I feel Mance knows us. Mance has interacted with us, and that whole city did not seem... Anyone of import did not seem to appreciate our presence or trust us in those dealings. I don't... Well, I trust your judgment, Priscilla. I just wonder if we can truly hope to broker any sort of peace.
Well, answer me this, Cantherion. It's possible Mance could even hold some animosity towards our party in particular, because we were set out to save his bride and we failed.
That wasn't
if
Mance's bride.
I mean, it wasn't Mance's bride.
Wasn't it the other guys?
No, it was
No,
Mance.
that was
Oh,
Mance's
okay. I
bride,
was mixing
yeah.
up names. Sorry.
Garrick is the
feel
one
like-
from Mauritium. Mance is the one from Maricor.
Okay. Okay.
I feel like our presence there could exacerbate things slightly. Just us being there. I mean, it could go either way. I'm not saying that necessarily would.
Those
would
people
hinder
from
it.
Maricor seem to lack any bit of logic or just rational thought.
I
So-
just have the overwhelming feeling, personally. My gut tells me that Mance wanted to pick a fight, and this is the perfect excuse for him to do so. I could be completely incorrect, but that's kind of my gut instinct tells me.
But he has... Maybe I misheard. He has requested a parley. He has requested some sort of presence.
But that's just formalities. He's probably going to ask for some kind of completely unreasonable terms, which cannot possibly be granted to him. And then, we'll come away from the parley looking like he can tell his people, well, I gave them a chance, and they refuse. He can come away looking squeaky clean. It's just a facade, probably.
After what I've seen in Doncaster, I feel he is merely attempting to appease his people. He is. I believe you speak true. I do not think there is any sort of influence we can have positive over anything there. And
No.
while I do fear for my brother, I trust Shadow. You've proven yourself a valuable companion and friend. And if I know were it the church in need, if my group was under attack, I would run to their aid and request that you all follow me.
Out of
So
character, your sister is down south too. Callista is the Wrath of Tyr. So the Church of Redemption has
Right.
somebody in the north and somebody in the south.
He
Well,
doesn't care about her because she's not Priscilla.
Well, but she was saying
She's
like
the mean
she's
one.
really headstrong, like she's good at fighting, but maybe not necessarily like she wouldn't seek an end to this confrontation. She would just finish it, and finishing it might mean like everybody dies.
Now, as I said, I do feel that our quest is of greater importance than the plight of my people. They are not defenseless. They've been besieged by these Lachartans for quite some time. And our cities still hold. Our smaller villages might need to come to the cities. I feel that it would be better for us to aid Jacob.
How could you forget its name? How dare
Somewhere Jacob's heart is broken.
Seriously, the heart is officially broken.
The broken heart of Tyr.
What about you?
Vincent, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm just super happy, like, just to have the ring finally. You know?
He is not
I don't
Nobody
even
knows.
care where we go. I just want to launch this bad boy off again. That's all that matters.
Pew 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 pew.
Do you tell us all that?
No. I'm just sitting there like, yeah, this is cool, but really, I don't care which other way we go.
So do we get paid by the miles that we travel?
Priscilla looks at you and says, "You will be reimbursed for any contract that you take."
No, I mean, is it the same amount of reimbursement?
Yeah, it's gonna be the same
Regardless of
rate
which-
regardless of where you go.
Well, I leave it all to you then. I don't care where we go, guys.
It seems then.
I will say, as I've said before, your choice will make a difference.
No, darn it.
With great power comes great responsibility. We know.
Man.
Is it tax deductible?
Okay,
Oh my
let's see what the votes were. Mine was Jacob. Venator's
Jacob.
was Jacob.
And then
I'm going with
Anybody in
consensus.
chat? We could ask chat what they want.
No.
Is there
Vetoing the chat vote.
Is there anyone in
I-
chat right now that's even
I,
like
I
watching?
don't I don't know. MK Gamer Girl left.
yeah, I don't think anyone's
This is
awake.
Canth
Chat.
is still awake.
It's just us.
What's up?
Yeah, I'm going with the consensus.
All right, hang on. Let me find out. I'm gonna just say a quick silent prayer to Tyr. My lips will be moving, but nothing's coming out.
AKA talk to his wife.
Oh, he's just talking to his wife to see what his wife
Yeah.
wants to do next.
Yo, I asked her if she wanted to join, and Chris was like, "No." I'm like, sure, Chris.
I don't know. Maybe she likes watching.
She's
Who knows?
Tyr.
She is Tyr.
Yeah.
Turns
it's a
out this whole
twist.
time that they were wrong, and Tyr's a woman.
So what about the two other two people?
So I come away with the same conclusion I had drawn, and so I look to Shadow and I say again, I would seek to aid your people, but this is your cause, and if you believe they continue to hold without us, following in Jacob's footsteps has set us on a path, and we have certainly found things that we would not have found otherwise following his ways, and it would not surprise me if this is truly what we are destined to do.
So long as Akfa gives my people strength, then I am certain that their walls will hold.
All right. Then
Oh.
if you are certain,
Yeah,
then,
aggro.
My cat
then
is crawling
SUV,
by my computer.
attack
right
the
now.
cat! Attack!
Roll for initiative, guys.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay. I got rid of the cat aggro. Okay.
Yeah, so I'd say we journey north to follow in Jacob's footsteps once again.
That's 3 votes north,
4 votes north, yeah.
4 votes
Hey,
north.
and-
Yeah, it
Yeah.
pays the same regardless, so I don't care. I am gonna have to visit a couple shops to outfit for this one.
Yes, we'll need to be provisioned.
Yes, perhaps some. I look at Shadow. Perhaps some armor of some sort.
Yes, mine will not do very well in the cold.
Priscilla nods and says, "I believe you are correct. Perhaps we can find something a bit more accustomed to the climate, as it were."
Ooh, can we all get a really cool suit of armor like Cantherion got?
She looks down and says, "I'll see what I can do."
No, I was really just joking. His armor looks ridiculous.
She looks relieved. 'Cause
But-
she's like, "Fuck! There's no way I was gonna get that many pieces of armor."
So
I
it's
do
settled?
forgot
It would
at
take
that.
too long to have everyone have custom armor built anyway.
And I do not mean any disrespect to you personally, Cantherion, because I think that the armor suits you perfectly.
It does seem to fit quite nicely as I kind of adjust a couple straps.
I smirk and sort of roll my eyes and look away.
She picks up the piece of paper that says to the north. She reads over it and says, "Well, to the north then. I believe Jacob will look forward to seeing you again." She folds it up and presents it to Cantharion. You just sort of take it away and you keep the contract with you. She says, "Now these last two. Do you have anyone that you can send? Have you met anyone on your journey that perhaps you can ask of their assistance? I'm afraid one of these contracts we will need to forego. But if you have someone that you can send for the other, I would be happy to do so. Is there anyone that you trust?"
Nope.
I know of only one contact who would have trust in us, and I don't believe he can provide much aid.
Who would that be?
Mayor Cool of Ferndale. Otherwise...
You're gonna send the mayor?
You could negotiate, okay?
I guess he could go with the parlay party.
Yeah. I do not know what state that village
Definitely
is
do
in at
not
this
send
point.
Shorty to parlay.
You probably don't want to send your other friend from Doncaster either.
Yeah, send Wallace.
Not glitter.
You
Can't
could
send
have
glitter.
sent Wallace. He wasn't a bad guy. You turned him into a bad guy.
Yeah, I would say we've burned some pretty good bridges here.
Yeah,
We
we've
have not-
ruined every relationship we've come across. Oh, the crone.
I would not say
Send the old
friendship.
lady, the witch from the swamp. Send her.
Yeah.
She's
Or the
got
old lady in the
disguise.
town.
Yeah, the one that you tried
Scare
to,
everyone away.
the one that you threw a dagger at.
I don't know.
I would not say-
I might be able to see if I could get some people together if it's a well-paying job. I might have some contacts that I can inquire to. You need just some warm bodies.
She nods and says, "We'll see what you can do. We will give you 2 days before your journey will commence. And in those 2 days, hopefully you can prepare yourselves. I hear it's very cold in Winter's home."
Well, you have my staff.
And you have my axe.
I think
And my spear.
we are going to leave it at that because I think that that's a very good stopping point. I have planned out a little bit farther, but I think that that's a very good stopping point for tonight.
You also
It is-
planned out something that we just completely bypassed.
Yeah. I think that that's a very good stopping point for today. So, what we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and divvy up experience. You guys did a very good job today. I felt like it was a very good like story development journey today.
Sure, I
not
thought
as
we
much-
were all obnoxious.
Well,
Yeah, we cut up a lot.
I'm really tired in my defense, so I'm kind of like, I don't know.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give each of you 800 experience points. It was pretty easy today. And you also get the gold pieces that you got before. And then next time we'll pick right back up here. So if you guys want to figure out who you might send on the other contract, you certainly can do that. If you don't, then no one will go on those other two contracts, which is perfectly acceptable too. Like there's no right or wrong answer. But until then, you have made the conscious decision that you are going to the north to find Jacob again. Or to assist with whatever's happening up north. And you are foregoing Callista and the war in the desert and foregoing the parlay with Mance. So that is the decision that we have made. Bonds. Does anyone have a bond that was resolved today?
No one went with my Lord of the Rings quote, so no, none.
Actually, Kevin did.
people
He was
did,
loaning
yeah.
his hammer, and
Oh yeah.
I was gonna give my spear.
He didn't feel
It
like
would've
he
been
didn't
cool.
feel like your acknowledgement of it was good enough. So
Yeah.
So that's a new bond, and he feels like Kevin needs to respect the movie quotes a little bit more.
Yeah.
What
does anybody
about
have
Teddy?
any
What?
new
That's
bonds?
I said exactly
did
what
it. He did
Gimli
the-
said. What did you
Yeah,
say?
he did the exact quote.
Teddy just disappeared. What about Teddy? Nobody cares about Teddy's feelings? What about that
Red
bond?
shirt, that's
I
what
mean,
you
I
get.
tried to protect him. I
No,
tried.
you didn't. No, you didn't.
What? You guys were all like, "Yeah, give the new guy the ring, see what happens." And I'm like, no. Hang on.
Well,
I was
Aren't
just
you glad that we
standing back
brought
as
him?
far as I could.
If you would have made the new guy use the ring, it probably would have ate the gnome instead of eating him the way it turned out. See, so it's
yeah,
better.
maybe.
Or like he would have just disappeared and then we lost the ring, or something crazy.
Don't feel bad for him. His sole purpose in life was to be eaten in that
Oh,
particular.
dang it.
Yeah,
Just
it's for
tears
us to
sweet.
find out.
There were
All I
there
know
were
is
two
this is gonna
cannon
hurt.
fodder guards there. They could have bitten it.
Like, I was supposed to be on a recruitment drive this weekend, and I feel like this is really gonna hurt our numbers. That's whatever.
Did anybody have any new bonds formed today?
The only bond, so I didn't resolve this before because I don't know about it technically. But I mentioned like one of my bonds was I want to help Grisham remove himself from the shady people. But I
Wait,
don't
do you
know
about the shady people.
exactly. Like, well, no, I know about the shady people because we had
He
a
knows
conversation.
they exist.
I don't know, I don't know who they are, but like that was one of the bonds, and we haven't really talked about it. So I'm guessing it just stays open for now until we talk about it.
Well, next week, if I go to try to find some help from contacts that I may have, well, you may get to meet some of those people.
It's
Um,
certainly possible.
I think Tiny should be possible as a.
Yeah, I thought about it. That was one of the contacts I was actually thinking about, but I don't know how I would contact Tiny from
You send a
way over
messenger.
here.
Another
thing is,
initiate.
Get there and back in 2 days. She said 2 days.
you have no. She will contact him for you.
I mean, they have plenty of initiates. They can just send them off.
And I didn't really. And Grisham didn't really have a like real conversation with Tiny as as far as guild talk and stuff. So I don't.
You guys made like this eye contact bond.
You can say a lot with your eyes.
You
It was
can't-
like a brotherhood.
we had a whole
thing,
conversation
and
with him earlier.
Yeah, look at Chris.
Yeah,
and what's
it
her name?
was.
You did a bro nod.
So no new bonds were made.
I actually would have formed concern for Vincent not being able to take off the ring.
That's a good bond. I like that.
Be, worried about him, thinking that he might be in danger.
I like that. Go ahead and give yourself that bond. I like that one a lot.
That's a good.
So that one's cool. Yeah.
So instead of, I'm gonna tag along on that then. So my old bond was I will help Vincent find purpose. Now it's
Now you might kill him.
I will save Vincent from himself.
Well, I'm gonna add a bond too. I will help Vincent cut off his finger. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna add that bond.
Actually, I am. What's the name of the umlaut dude?
Ulrich.
Ulrich. I guess I just will form a bond of curiosity as to why he is following us and wondering what the order wants with
Oh, the
us.
Order.
What's their actions?
The order could help us do a thing.
Well,
To
they
prove
could.
their worth.
Maybe.
Yeah, we should
It's
talk.
just gonna be super embarrassing. Like if they get the ring off and it's just not even a big deal. Like if I'm forced in a situation where I just have to give in. It's gonna be like that Keenan and Kel episode.
You could
Whenever
just
he
say
drops
it,
the
just
screw in the
suddenly let
tuna.
it let go, and you don't know why it's magic. Deal with it.
It's gonna fall off while you're sleeping or something. You're gonna see it laying on your pillow and be like, "Oh, that's odd."
Venator will try to steal it from you in your sleep and be like,
I've already worn it. I've already had it on.
Yeah, but
Oh,
you
yeah.
haven't stolen it from him in his sleep to prove that, he was lying.
You don't have the mojo to power it, though. That's the problem.
Since
Well,
you're the
yeah.
only one who doesn't believe him.
Yeah.
Okay. So we went ahead and did the Bond stuff. We did experience stuff. That was a great session today, guys. I had a lot of fun with a lot of like the story related things. I thought it was really fucking sweet. With that being said, my name's Captain Rob. I'm an aspiring voice actor and actor out of Los Angeles, California. You can catch us live here every Tuesday and sometimes on Saturdays. Yeah, it had been a while since we came back, but hopefully we can come back to you next Tuesday for episode 11. If you missed any of this episode, or if you are watching it right now, you can always catch the replay on my Twitch channel, or we have them all uploaded to my YouTube channel, which is located at the bottom of the screen, directly underneath us. To the right of me, we have Cantharion, played by Chris. Chris, where can everybody find you?
Right here every Tuesday, and hanging out in Landon's channel, Vincent's channel, and as late as I can. I'm working mornings right now, so it's kind of rough. But yeah, another awesome session from Rob. I'm Cantharion everywhere. Come party with us. Peace out.
Very nice. And underneath Cantharion, we have Landon. Landon, where can everybody find you?
I'm trying to get like a solid schedule going on Twitch, so I can start taking it a little bit more serious. But yeah, on Twitch, everything. My new graphics, if you want to go check those out on my Twitch channel.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they're awesome. But yeah, all the information is there.
Sweet. And underneath Landon, we have Jillian. Jillian, where can everybody find you?
On patreon.com/JillianIvy.
We can't
I'm
read that.
No,
Okay.
it's reflecting too much. It's too bright.
Much light.
It's
Okay.
too bright, man. Too bright.
didn't work. You can find me there doing art and more art. Just search Jillian Ivy on Google and you'll find me.
Nice. And to the left of Jillian, we have our buddy Kevin playing Grisham. Kevin, where can everybody find you, man?
Pretty much just here, DeviantArt, and well, you can't really find me, but slaving away on this world map that I hope to have done by next week.
Oh man, it's gonna look so sweet.
I'm hoping to get it hammered out and up on the wiki website thing.
Yeah.
It's
next
going to
week.
look super, super sweet.
It's sexy.
I'm sorry, what?
He said and sexy.
Yeah. And last but certainly not least, my buddy Joseph, who's found directly beneath me. Joseph, where can everybody find you?
Hello. Yes, I stream over at Joe Covered Mountain here on Twitch. I am a Magic the Gathering streamer, streaming Monday to Friday, 5 p.m. EST. Other than that, be here with these lovely people playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Sweet. Well, I hope everybody had a great time. I look forward to everybody coming back tomorrow. Because tomorrow, I'm sorry, not tomorrow, but next week, I think it's going to get a little chilly in here. So I look forward to going up north. I look forward to the frozen north. I look forward to finding Jacob, the Heart of Tyr again. And I look forward to see what's going to happen when we chose not to go to the desert. Thanks so much for viewing, guys. And as always, tell your friends, tell your family, and come on back next week. Happy hunting. And I gotta turn off